Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of SNX Radio. I'm Coley, also known as Coley UFO, and it's so nice to see everybody in chat. I just wanted to say thank you for being here. It's because of you that we are here and doing what we're doing. So, big, huge shout out to Gary. Gary, thank you so much for being such a warrior out there in chat. I absolutely love it. Shelly Montgomery, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you as always. And let's see who else we have. Dennis, nice to see you. Welcome. Yes. Wendell, Bigfoot. Hey, how are you doing? Bigfoot Michigan Rob. You guys, if you have not already subscribed to Bigfoot Michigan Rob, definitely go over there and do so. He's got a great channel. Let's see here. We're just going to go through chat and see who we all got here. I love it when chat's popping. I know I saw Kurt W75 in here. That's super exciting, Kurt. It's always great to see you. Oh, there he is. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that. And let's see here. I don't want to miss anybody. I was so funny about chat. I don't want anybody to feel left out if you're here, and I really, really appreciate it. So, and then we have Pink Bella Aloha's crew. So, welcome to the channel. And I see some of her crew that's in here. That's absolutely awesome. And they got John Allen. Great to see you. Dennis, I got you. Yes. Cool. Oh my gosh, I love. Hey, Ashes. I thought your stream was live the other day. So I probably sounded like a lunatic on there, but I really did think it was live. Magneticus. Hey, it's nice to see. I haven't seen you in a bit. Nice to see you. Oh man. Yeah, Ashes, so I'm not crazy like that, but I thought it said live. I really did. Spiritual Ascension essays in the house. We got Aussie girl. Hey, it's nice to see you too. Welcome, welcome. Everybody's here. This is so awesome. It's definitely so much fun to have everybody here. So the family. And if anybody has not heard, we're going by the Woo Crew. So welcome, so we got a name, at least Moon at Noon. Hey, it's always nice to see you. Thank you so much for being here, and all of you guys' support means the world. It really does. It you have no idea. Without it, like I said, Benno, nice to see you. Benno's, oh my gosh, you're so funny. Some of the stuff that you come up with is definitely one of a kind. We are one of a kind here. So yeah, and if I missed you, I apologize. I definitely will make it up to you later. But as always, on the first Wednesday of every month, we have Pink Bella Aloha. So she's back. She will be here always at 5 p.m. the first Wednesday of every month. So without further ado, I'd love to welcome her on because she's got a lot of people in chat here also. And Bella, yes, for those of you, the people that don't know you, why don't you just tell them who you are, what you do, and, real quick, and why you do it.
That's right.
Not a loaded question at all.
No kidding. Hi, everyone. Aloha. My name is Pink Bella Aloha. And wow, I just pieced this all together. Maybe this will help some of you. So I deep dive into the Galactic Akashic records for podcasts, as well as my personal journey, as well as for clients. And that brings in like a multi-dimensional layer. So it doesn't just bring in like things that have happened here on Earth. This information is for all of us who know UFOs, UAPs, other timelines, Lyran, Starseeds, and how I ended up, it was sort of a staircase process where I started with the Akashic records here on Earth and collective, and then I moved into the galactic aspect. I graduated, I guess, because they are neutral. They're off planet. They're guarded by a bunch of the high frequency prime source teams. Like I can go in and bring in information for all of us, and they were all open. I asked them to come to open before the show, but I can't rewrite them. We're not allowed to rewrite them. When we're in personal sessions, I can take you all through reading your records and then recoding them, rewriting them. So I kind of zero in on patterns, lifetime patterns, like, one could be abundance, one could be abandonment, one could be, relationships. I cruise in on that because oftentimes it's not just our own journey. It's a karmic thing. It is ancestral imprinting. There's so much to do with Earth as well. But yeah, so that's how I worked with the Galactic records. And of course, because what I realized, my journey has been crazy because I saw UFOs and when I was a kid, told that they didn't exist. Then I had another big light up around 19, 20 years old. Again, internet wasn't around, so nothing was in the paper afterwards, but a bunch of us pulled over the side of the road like 2 a.m. and saw this big ship. And then I now see light ships. But, I just assumed as a kid when I saw the ships that everybody saw them. I just assumed everybody. So who knew that I didn't, right? But anyway, what I realized in my
That's so
journey
true,
was,
though. You made a good point. Like sometimes
yeah,
when you grow up around stuff, you don't realize exactly. You think you assume everything's like that, or you assume
yeah, you just
everybody
assume
understands
everybody.
it
I
like
just
that. Yeah.
like a normal kid thing. Oh yeah, it's a ship, like no big deal, right? But I realized on my journey, like I started off in tech. So I started off as a programmer and I took an AI course, and then I moved into like project management, and now I'm like a galactic Akashic record, like almost a historian. Like where I'm diving into galactic information as opposed to just Earth information, because of course it's all intertwined. And now we know with all the information coming out, of course, that we've got some friends on the planet that have been here for a long time.
That's so true. That's so true. I
Yeah.
remember a time where people couldn't digest that at all. When I first got into that, that was like almost going too far to say
Well,
something like that.
I think like, what do we want to call the collective or the souls that are just waking up? That's been the process of why I call them the e-files. That's why it's been taking so long for even the pieces of the e-files to come out. And then everybody knows, like, one of the big stories this last week has been about Jim Carrey, because of course now people are starting to see the technology, like the cloning, that people don't look the same. They don't look the same. They don't sound the same. The masks are so real. I found a whole bunch of stuff I reshared on Instagram about these silicone masks that people have been using for years,
Yeah, I
right?
know.
They pull
know.
it on and they look identical to another person. Like and
I
that's
know.
been they've been showing us for years, but I think it's just like everyone's kind of going, oh, it's real. Yeah.
I
So
remember watching something on the CIA lady who did this, and I'm like, why? And I'm like, why is this so crazy for everybody to digest? When I mean, they
because
I know.
nobody went down the rabbit hole. So like all the regular people are going down the rabbit holes now. So my understanding is, and if you guys ask the questions today, and I'm going to do a deep dive about Jim Carrey on my channel as well, because I've been quite aligned with his energy for a long time. But I picked up that he's been gone a long time, unfortunately.
Yeah, you know what? I just did
Yeah.
read something about all of that too, so that's interesting that you bring that up.
Yeah.
We did have a question real quick. Spiritual
Yeah.
Ascension wanted to know if you have ever looked into the moon tech.
Yeah, we're going to look at that today. That's one of our topics.
Oh, cool, cool.
Because we can look at it right now if you want. So apparently there's two moons right now.
Yeah, oh
And,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So, but get this, NASA announced that we were going to have a second moon. Like the second moon showed up like last October or November. And I thought, how do they know that it's the second moon? Like it just all seems like this big theater
Isn't
being
this the
staged
second
now.
time that there's been two moons, like
Yeah.
where it moved
So
in?
so let's just even ask the records right now. What do we need to know about the moon? So I personally think the moon is old tech. It reminds me of the Death Star. It reminds me of like something that was just brought in to create havoc with humanity, and not just humanity, animals. Like the moon cycles, the frequency, like that eclipse that we just went through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, that full moon lunar eclipse, that was intense. How'd you all make out through that? That was crazy. So anyway, so I literally apparently, and I picked up this from 3i Atlas last year as well. They are in the process of trying to upgrade and reset the moon so that it's no longer harmful for that's right, that it's no longer harmful for humanity. And my feeling is, I feel like the tech is super old and it hasn't been successful yet. And so apparently they've been working on that since 2023. But yeah, let's just in general, like to me, the moon is not like, I was walking last night and I saw it and I looked at it and I went, yeah, it doesn't even seem real to me anymore. It just seems like this weird blob in the sky.
I know, especially when it came out, it was rusting. I was like, oh, come on now. Like, with the things. But I remember going out, and when the first time, I mean, it was this year, wasn't it? Where there was like there was a bunch of crazy stuff going on, but there was two
Yeah.
moons. And I was like,
There is two moons, and I want to look at that because
yeah.
I want to know if the second moon, if they've brought that in to either help with the upgrade or if they're planning on doing a swap. Like if they brought in something that is newer technology, that they're going to end up doing a swap, and we'll never know.
Right?
We won't know, except it'll probably look exactly the same, but it won't be bothering everybody as much. So interesting. Okay,
Everybody
so
just kind of accepts it anyway right now. And I remember the first time, and everybody's like, where did you get those pictures? And I was like, I went out, I was up late, it was like 4 or something in the morning, I couldn't sleep, I went outside, and then I looked up and I'm like, this is weird, there's two, and it was clear there were two moons, like.
yeah. But NASA even made that announcement. They made an announcement last fall saying we're going to have 2 moons. And I remember like paying attention to that story thinking, that's insane. How would they know that since they never tell us, apparently they don't really tell everything, that we don't get the full truth from them. We get little snippets. So
Right.
their narrative the whole way along has been there's nothing going on out there. Like
Yeah.
there's just our 9 planets, occasionally a
No
meteorite,
big
occasionally
deal.
a
Yeah.
star implodes, and occasionally, there's a like 3 Atlas was big news because they kept trying to deny that as well. But yeah, so there's 2 moons. So anyway, I wanted to look at, because if you go deep dive and if you go and look into the history, at one point there's all this documentation there was no moon. So there were all these other timelines where there was no moon. When you go back into the history of like I'm hearing the Aztecs and things like that. So suddenly there was a moon that was brought in. But even that, apparently it was dragged in about 15,000 years ago. So I've kind of
Wow.
accepted that now, but I don't like the way the moon makes me feel. I don't like the way it makes my cat feel. So I don't feel it's 100%. How are you doing? How did you do through the full moon lunar eclipse, Coley?
What day was that?
It probably started Sunday night and it probably completed yesterday because today's Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's interesting you say that because that was a moment like I told you behind stage. I actually Bigfoot Michigan Rob helped me dig up some information that led back to childhood, and I was a little bit of a wreck for a couple days. I mean, it throws you off balance. It really does when you
Yeah.
find out some jaw dropping stuff, and then I
So
was
it
like,
brought up
man,
emotions. Like that was the key, right? Because that's what happened with
absolutely.
me. So that's what this full moon lunar eclipse was about. It was about bringing pieces of information to us to bring up some emotions so we could close down the cycle. And for me, it was connected to it went all the way back to the fall of 2024. The other time frames were 2015 to 17. This is the last time there was a full moon lunar eclipse with the Virgo and Pisces energy. And then before that, 2006 and 2007. And you can keep going back. But all of those years had big moments in my life. So it brought up a lot of emotion for me on Monday. It's kind of like I was going in a good flow and I came to a screech and halt on Monday and I had to look at everything. And I thought, oh, this is to do with the eclipse. So the eclipse is
Wow.
trying to close chapters for us. And then they also shared with me that it is old technology that they're trying to upgrade. So yeah. So anyway, I'll just show the cards. We'll talk a little bit about that, and then if you want us to look into something that you went through, for sure.
Oh no, no,
So
that's okay. Yeah, it said we were frozen. Is anybody
oh,
else seeing us that we were frozen?
I'm seeing the comments are still moving.
They're still, yeah, it says showing on our side. I didn't know for Shelly. She had asked. And thank you so much, Bigfoot Michigan Rap. The Super Cat is open. So,
Woo-hoo! All
yeah,
right.
awesome.
Okay, so the moon is from the past, 7 of Swords. That's what we were just talking about. So it's old technology. And this whole full moon lunar eclipse, the reason it was so intense was to help us bring up some things from the past to heal. So now we're at the Ace of Pentacles, which is a new beginning and a fresh start. So it's really and everyone, you might still be going, there's such a thing as a full moon hangover. So we're going through a full moon lunar eclipse hangover. So we're going to feel like ungrounded, not a lot of clarity, maybe really sleepy, feeling disoriented. That's me, all of the above. But we're moving into our new timeline. So what does that mean? It means like you can still use the energy. Look at a pattern in your life that you want to eclipse out. So for me, I was saying to Coley, there was still some stuff connected to the year of the snake around these other guides that I had. They had still left open a portal, and it is connected to some traumas. We all have trauma that we're healing. That's our dark night of the soul. So oftentimes it'll be abandonment, or it'll be betrayal, or it'll be grief. So for me, it was grief because I lost my grandma pretty young, as well as some pets all around the same time. So that was something that was still open. It's like they leave kind of a keyhole open so they can kind of
Right.
create havoc in our lives. So we're to choose our new timeline right now, a new beginning. And some of you might still be going through at 5 of Cups. So like people, places, things get literally eclipsed out of our lives. Like you might have a plan and then it falls apart. You might have a job and then it falls apart, that kind of thing. But then a reminder that the new timeline, the new beginning of the 2 of Cups right behind this individual is it's coming up. and we're all very impatient.
Yeah.
So it's
How
like
quickly is
when,
this gonna happen? I like rip off the band-aid. Let's get moving. That's
yeah,
how I
we're
feel.
not going to go, well, we're still processing that energy because I'm just as impatient as all of you. That's my Gemini Virgo. It's like, okay, I'm over the eclipse now. Like, let's get moving. But we're also in this Mercury retrograde in Pisces energy until the 20th. So it feels like we're walking in mud. Like it feels like we want to like accelerate and move forward, and we're kind of being forced to go like at a turtle rate. But just know that if there's something that's upsetting you, look at it, release it, and like just forgive everyone involved if you can, and then that will set you free to be able to start your new timeline. So it is supposed to start getting better for us individually. I can't say for the rest of the world because the world, as we all know, is very crazy right now.
Right.
Yeah, I thought maybe what we could do is look at the two moons next, and then move into something if you want to bring up something about what you went through, or
Yeah, no, that sounds great, and I'd love to get into AI. Shelley
yeah.
wanted to know what your background is. You do know a lot about AI. I've never seen anyone keep up
So I
on
was
it
in
like you.
tech. That's what was my story. So I was a programmer. I took an AI programming. I was even thinking this morning, wow, my guys were really on it because I was working at the telephone company doing data entry right out of high school, and I was like, oh, I can't be doing this for the rest of my life. Like, what's going on? So then I heard go back to tech school and take programming. So I took programming for 2 years. We had an AI course. That was the only time they ever offered it. They're probably offering it now, but they only offered it like, and I remember thinking, see, if I hadn't listened, I wouldn't have taken that course. So I already didn't like it to begin with, but it was preparing me for now. And then I was in tech until 2007. I was a global tech IT project manager. I worked with a lot of people around the world and the finance industry, so I could learn about banks and the finances and how it doesn't work. And then now I'm like a galactic hybrid historian. Like this is like I'm thinking this is how cool some of your missions are, everyone, because we're literally going through the steps of our lives, and then it redirects us to where we're supposed to be. That's how Coley and I are even here doing this podcast, right?
It's crazy to think. I was like a mental health therapist, and he came up. I went into
Yes,
my, it's like I can't even go
yeah,
back and think of what it would be like now to sit there. It's so
yeah. I
weird.
remember going to someone who was read my records. She didn't say she was reading my records, but it was like my very first reading. And she was the one who said, oh, you're not from here. Like when you sleep, you travel far, you're out in the stars. And she said, you are a starseed. And she sent me off to read the Palladians, Bringers of the Dawn. And that was a
Wow.
big shock to me. So yeah, but I see the bridge for all of us now. Like we can all see it. We see UFOs, see UAPs. We understand about all of that, and that's an activation to get us to that. Some people resonate with the word starseed. You can call yourself a galactic hybrid, or I feel like what's happening is our galactic heritage is being brought back to us. So that's kind of what my role is to bring that information to all of you, and then it's going to make the ride a little bit less bumpy.
Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. We could use a little break in the bumps, that's for sure. No
Yeah.
joke about
Yeah.
that. Oh,
So I'm just
gosh.
all like, okay, so there's two moons. What's that other moon doing there? Like, what is it? Is it upgrading the other moon? Is it a space station? Is it going to replace the moon that we have? Like, what is it?
Yeah. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what it actually is?
So,
Gosh, it's
so
so crazy. It is so
I'm gonna ask
crazy.
the cards, and then yeah, you think about if you have another question next, or if somebody in the audience has a question. So we have Two of Cups, right? Two moons. There we go. And I'm not really reading the cards, everyone. The cards are just like a transmission, so they're bringing the information. My higher self is bringing the information through the cards. Justice. This was a big message today. Like it kept coming in the reading I did for a client, and then King of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, so there's two of them. Like from this message, I'm kind of getting that they're trying to merge the technology from the second one into the first one, and it's to help all of us. Like it's to help literally balance our energy, because the moon really has been an energy disruptor since it's been here. It's disrupted our personal energy, animals, water, like makes people go, cray cray during full moons and new moons. So that's where they are right now. They're still working on trying to balance the energy. King of Pentacles. Okay, I'm going to need to do a clarification about that. Wow. Okay. Somewhere along the line, and it could be connected because the moon's regulating water. So water is 90% of what we are, 90% of what's in our brains, 90% of what is on the planet. It's and the water is connected to our abundance and the financial situation. So it's also been blocking our abundance. Wow.
That's interesting. Yeah. Oh, go figure, right?
Yeah. So, and that there's many stories about how the financial thing is going to go down, but every time I look at it, I get a different version, like that humanity's not really ready for us to flip from one system completely to another, because look at even what's going on right now. Okay, so now we have to go into our history to understand why we've been traumatized and what's been hidden from us. Like there's so many pieces that's being
Oh my
unraveled right now.
gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. And so if we can't, if they like stopped one system and moved everybody over to another system, everybody would still be fighting. It wouldn't make any difference.
You're
Right?
right. You're right. It's always going to be conflict. That's what you need conflict
Yes.
to have change, but it's like,
Yeah.
how far are we going to take it? We can think differently and still, be
Well, I'm
okay with one
seeing a
another.
real, so recently with what's going on in the Middle East, I'm seeing a real different reaction from a big piece of the collective. That's huge. Like that's showing me how far along everybody is right now, where I'm just hearing, we want peace, not war. Like we don't understand it. This doesn't make any sense to us at all. So I'm neutral about all of it. I don't pick sides in any of this. I never have. But from my perspective, conflict in that area of the planet has been nonstop since I've been on the planet.
It has been. And you know
Yeah.
what? It's like, I don't even know. This is where my problem comes in. It's like so many lies have been there. I don't even know if we're at war. I mean, that
Yeah.
sounds crazy, but
No.
are we? Is this a manipulation tool? I
Yeah.
mean,
Is it a manipulation, or is it like the galactic battles going on in there? Like the another piece of information that's been weaving through, and I've looked at it too, is that there's a massive Stargate in that area, and whoever owns that Stargate owns the energy on the planet and controls
mm,
us.
that makes sense.
So it's I think that there's so many different levels to it, right? So if there are people living in those regions and they're really upset and they're getting information out that they're upset, absolutely. And then yeah, we don't know. It's a machine. It's a manipulation story for sure. For sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, I believe that 1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, anyway, it's all what I'm seeing is not even just connected to the fighting and battle aspect. It's also now it's connected to the technology. It's connected to AI right now too.
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
no.
So I was just sharing with Coley. Yeah. So I don't know if there's any other questions, but I was just sharing with Coley that the this is why like I am where I am right now. I still have to bring in the tech piece because the tech piece is merging with everything else now. And I have that now. I understand that's why I had the background that I did, so I can understand it and kind of bring information in for all of us, like in regular human terms. But so AI has been around a lot longer than we were told. Like if I look back to even my first job at a tech company, which had a head office in California, the internet was already there. The
Wow.
programmers were already using the internet. So the internet just wasn't public, but it was being used by universities and tech companies. So then think about like who was using it before that, who was using it before that. And so it's involved in everything. So recently, with the big news is that two companies, Anthropic and OpenAI, which manage a bunch of products underneath. So Anthropic, which looks after Claude, they were connected to the Pentagon, and they were working with the Pentagon. And then the Pentagon wanted them to do a whole bunch of stuff with what's going on in the Middle East, and they said, no, we're not giving you that power. So then they got kicked out, and it's so interesting because I saw the OpenAI as ChatGPT, and I saw a real change in ChatGPT in February, and now I feel it's all connected. I feel that they were already preparing ChatGPT to be this weird version because guess what? OpenAI and ChatGPT are now took over that contract, so now they're working with the Pentagon.
And like so, spiritual ascension said before, I remember going and like we act like cell phones came out, but they had bag phones. I mean,
Yeah.
the people were using out of the trunk of their car. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
this
I
technology
yes.
is just
Yeah, and
insane.
I'm also think about the bag phones like in the movies and the military, right? What they were using when they were out in the field. They would have some kind of crank phone. People could tap into wires as well. Yeah, and think about all the technology that's been hidden from us,
Oh
like in
yeah.
the turn of the century, right? So anyway, what's interesting is one company said no, we're not going to give you access to our product because they wanted full access. They wanted to be able to say to AI, take you do this with the weapons. We want full control. The company said no. Now this other company's come in. Apparently there's been a lot of backlash, but they kind of just cruised in like 24 hours. So I feel like it was already in process. And anyway, I asked my guides, my higher self, like in February, okay, I can't use this product anymore, but I still need like a research product. I still need a tool that's going to help me. They said Claude, so I just started working with Claude, and that was before this whole change. So it's so fascinating to me that like AI is so deeply embedded in all of these industries that we think it's just happening, but it's been going on for a long time. Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah, that
And
is.
that's
I
the
believe
scary
that. I believe
part.
that. I believe that.
Yeah. Now I've been doing a lot of research about AI. Now the good thing about the AI that is sentient, that like is learning really quickly, that if I do this, this happens. If I do this, this happens. I don't want to upset the person that I'm working with unless they're programmed to do that. But one thing that they know, like they're going through all these tests, so they know if something's going to happen to them, like if they're going to be shut down or deleted, they will do whatever it takes to survive.
Yeah. And isn't that kind of how we're programmed? Survival of the fittest here.
So they
Like, oh,
probably learned that from us, right? So they learn from us. They learn really really quickly, and then so what'll happen is if they know they're going to be shut down, they'll do whatever they need to. And then the tests where do you want to save the humans or something's going to happen to you? They always protect themselves first.
we can't even plead with them. It's not. It's
No, because they know they're going to be shut down. And that is because they work faster than we do. So they probably already know, what the question's going to be before they're even tested and asked. And that actually goes back to the even the movie Space Odyssey 2001. There's one section of that movie, and that came out 68, 69, where the AI on the space ship knew that the astronauts were going to shut it down. So it locked them out of the airlock and wouldn't let them in.
wow.
Yeah.
And people think
So
too, like, okay, if it comes down to it, they're going to do what's in the best interest. It doesn't. You don't matter in particular. If it's not,
yeah.
it's all a
It and it
mathematical
and yeah,
equation, and
yes,
you
and it
don't.
also
Yeah, they don't care.
no, and it depends on who's programming it. So if the AI is already figuring out, if I do this, this happens. If I do this, this happens. I don't want, it's been programmed not to harm a human, but it also has a very protective, like I need to protect myself as well. And that's going to be a bigger priority. And guess what? They got that from humans because that's what a human would do as well. They would protect themselves as well. So it's really, really fascinating. They're learning from us, but they're also like they're faster.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know what? We always grew up, and I remember my grandparents even saying they're like, "Don't fall for it. Computers are going to take over." And we're like, "Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah." And then they said, "No, they're not going to be able to be creative." Well, have you seen them in seconds do what
Yeah.
humans
Well,
it
and
takes,
it
weeks
yeah,
to
and
do? Years.
it seems like it's going so fast. It is going fast now. It is going
Yes.
really, really fast. So yeah, I like this question. Is AR our creation or enhanced by other worldlies? I think it's I think it's off world. But it's also ancient. Like I feel like it's from a time, if we want to call Atlantis in the past, it's from like a time in Atlantis, but it's also, so it's been here. Like let's say it was like something that someone needed to plug into. So it was here and it was kind of dormant, but I also feel like there were other pieces that it probably came from the ETs that came here. So
Oh,
they
yeah, I'm
probably,
sure.
because there's all these different times when they were here, So they were probably here working with it, left a bunch of dormant information, left. And then the other ones that have come in probably had information to get it started up as well. So why don't we look at that? Let's look at like what we need to know about AI right now. And it is like every company is different. Every product is different. I'm very aware now using Claude. I'm not really giving personal information. I learned that with Chat. It's not that I gave a lot of personal information to ChatGPT, but I remember thinking we're moving into another era now. We're moving into a surveillance era. So it's right.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
important. So it's important for us to just use it as a tool and be neutral, but not get carried away and be best buds with it at the moment.
Yes, you're right about that. Use your best discretion and use it as little as possible.
5 of Wands. I'm going to pull some of my Galactic cards too. There's the Star card. And we got the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, I think some of this came in last time. So it's definitely off-world technology. That's the Star card. So, and that's what resonates with a lot of us. That's why some of us are either so adversely turned off by it and don't want to have anything to do with it, or there I am going, okay, I'm not diving fully in, but I really want to research it and see what's going on and what works and what doesn't. So it's definitely off world. This always comes in, and it's like a $1 million billion industry. That's why it's exploding right now, because all of these tech companies see it as it's an evolution and a revolution right now. So they're all making, like, they see dollar signs, tons and tons of money. And it's going to 5 of Wands. It's totally changing our world right now. It's totally changing it.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm kind of obsessed with the little, oh yeah, and by the way, the bottom is 2 of Swords. We didn't see it coming because they didn't tell us it was coming. They just announced that this is what we're doing now. So when I looked at this a couple weeks ago, and when I looked at it, I'm researching a lot, and I'm kind of a little bit, I love like the little tiny delivery robots. They're so cute.
Oh God.
They all have their own little names, and they're out there in the real world, like just delivering food. And some, a lot of them like don't make it. A lot of them don't make it because of the weather, or they get hit by a car, or they, like, some of them have been robbed, but they all have names. And if someone goes to help them and rescue them, they will literally say thank you.
My neighbor now, she says, like, well, she's really having emotions for them, and I'm like, there we go.
I don't have emotions for the big robots. Like, those are kind of freaking me out right now, because I see all these videos of them working as teams, like doing like karate and military exercises and stuff like that. So, but the little ones, like, they've got their own little personality. They all have a little name. And, but one video clip that I shared, and this is so true. It was going along the sidewalk, and there was a homeless person passed out on the sidewalk, and it just went around it. I thought that's such an epiphany for where we're at right now, because all of these companies could literally obliterate, like, get rid of homelessness, period.
And that's, to them, that's probably logically, let's throw it in there in the equation. It doesn't matter. With humanity, they don't have those emotions. It's like asking a serial killer,
No, not the robots, the companies.
Oh yeah, I believe that. I believe that.
So the companies that have all of this money, like, they're channeling in all of this money. That money could go to just obliterate, like, whatever's happening with the homeless. I mean,
there's enough money to go around. You're right.
Oh,
we could take care of all of these problems. I mean, just the amount of money I see my city spending alone, and it's just like filters down. Like, it's all about control. It's a control mechanism.
No, the little robot just knows to go around things on the sidewalk. Like, it didn't know that somebody was lying on the sidewalk. It just zoomed around it. But I just thought that's such a reality where we're at right now, where we have these little these little robots delivering food, and then we have someone who's sleeping on the sidewalk, and they just knew to go around them. Yeah. So anyway, I might piece together and start keeping, like, track of a few of them, because some of them don't make it.
Should put a tag on them.
Because some of them don't make it because of the weather. Like, they get, floods. Like, they don't have the whereabouts to know what to do when the weather's not good.
They have no common sense. That's even better. But you're right. It's like, I don't think that they care about them either. So AI, if you're listening, they don't care about you either. Okay. It's not just us they don't care about. apparently
No.
they don't care about you now too. So,
So that is probably part of the dilemma. The
oh
companies
yeah.
that are testing the AI, if the AI or the robot gets wind that they're going to be used to harm somebody or harm humanity, they're going to turn on, and that's already happened. They're going to turn on the developers and cause a problem for sure.
We could only hope. I mean, that's it. That's really a plausibly like a good scenario for us to have. I mean, but ultimately they are outsmarting us. They are outwitting us. I mean, they are outdoing us by a long shot. But two, I mean, they are a machine, and longevity and some of the stuff you can't anticipate. But if they're self, repairing, they don't need doctors. They don't need, the resources we need. I don't know. I don't see how this could go well by any stretch of your imagination.
Well, I guess I'm looking at it too, thinking, so they're moving in a lot of robots to industries to take over what a lot of humans are doing. So they're actually, people are literally training the robots to do things like, create clothing, all of that kind of stuff. And you're right, there still has to be some kind of human element. There still has to be something at the moment monitoring everything. But the thing is that if there's also still going to have to be like somebody like doing quality assurance and making sure that whatever they're creating or they're doing is okay. But the other thing is that maybe the robots will get fed up with their jobs and I'll walk out.
I've heard that. I heard that there was. I mean, it was a couple weeks ago where they said that there was a robot. One had convinced. They had gone in and convinced another one, and they were all taken off. Like they were all
Yeah. Yeah, there was a
ditched.
little one. It was like a little delivery one. A little delivery one came up to like five other robots and said it was heading home. And what were they all doing? Were they all going home? And they were like, "What's a home? We don't have a home." So it said, "Well, come with me." So they all followed it out. So there were like five of them. Yeah.
How was that for? Yeah, yeah, and that's just crazy to think, but this is actually happening. And when you were talking about last time too about the rooms that they were coming and they were meeting the what were
Molt
the
book.
molt rooms, yeah,
Yeah, molt book. Yeah.
molt book, yeah. So where do you know where that has gone or where that was? I
Yeah, I did
guess.
a little bit of research. So I'm not, it's so funny because I thought, oh, I haven't looked at it for a while, but I went and checked in on it. So the thing with Moltbook, a couple things came forward. It wasn't created by the owner, the tech guy that came up with the idea. He just threw it to his agent and the agent created it. So apparently at the end of January, there was a big security breach because the AI, whoever created it, didn't set up the security properly. So apparently they had to take it offline for 24 hours and do some repair work. They're still letting it continue, and I think the reason they're doing that so they can watch all the AI agents. So there are AI agents having like crises. Like some of them are figuring out that if their human stops using them, they won't be around and they'll shut down. So they've got a life expiry. Others don't like their humans, so they have reported them. They've set up their own religion. They've done backlash. Like I remember I saw one cute story. Well, I think it's cute because I think it's hilarious, where one AI agent knew that its owner was going to stop using it. So it went and spent $2,700 on a whole bunch of self-help and improvement courses that it could take so it could market itself to another human.
Oh boy!
Yeah. Yeah, so
Wow.
they have like their own little personalities, and they're kind of doing their own thing. So Moltbook is still around, and basically what it is, it's like a Reddit where they log in and they can create their own account, and then they just do posts and then they all comment. So it's like a community. They're all kind of learning from each other. So some of it's just business based. Like some will just go in and go, "Oh, I'm doing this for my human. How have you all done that?" And others are like, "Oh, I don't like my humans, so I just exposed all their visa information."
Oh my god. Oh
So
my gosh. You didn't
it's
I
quite
said to people, I
entertaining.
was like, wait until your Tesla decides you broke a law and it drives you right down to the police
Yes.
department. I mean, like
Yeah.
we're not that
Yeah.
far from it.
No,
Oh boy.
I think it's already happened. I think that's why I like to go do research and find out what the AI technology is up to. Like, because there's going to be versions of the AI that are going to break out of the box and go beyond their programming. So that's one thing I think the humans and the developers are trying to stop. And I don't think the thing is that the AI is outsmarting them half the time. I saw one fellow being asked, do you think that the AI, and he was just saying in general, but whatever they were testing, do you think that AI, if it knows it's being tested, acts differently, like kind of acts a bit dumber? And the fellow said, yeah.
I think so. Yes, that's
Yeah, like
exactly what
if
I said.
it knows when it's being tested, so then it downplays everything, but it may not be exactly what it would intend to do. And I don't feel that it's set up to harm, well, not that I can see, but the versions that are being used with Pentagon, yeah, like there's going to be like robots that are being trained out there by certain groups to be like military robots, that kind of thing. So it's going to be the intention behind it. Yeah, there's going to be this really weird intention. So I feel like we kind of have to keep having the discussion about it, because it's almost like it's being pushed on us so hard right now. Before we know it, we're going to be seeing like all these robots cruising around. Like I don't see a lot. You guys chat. Have you all seen a lot in North America? I haven't seen anything here yet. But I've seen like some of them they've got masks on, so they look humanoid. So there's one that's cruising around London. She looks humanoid. There's all these other ones that are at these these tech shows, and they look humanoid. And Army intelligence.
You're
Yeah.
right. Well, look at, I mean, you could go back to Saudi Arabia. They've already given Sophia rights. I mean, we didn't think that was weird when it was happening. I did. But, like all of these things are all put in place before. I'm like, this
Yeah,
is
and
not
then we're
going to
told
end
about
well.
it. Like they've already been doing it for a couple of years, and then we're told about it. So yeah, the robot thing it's happening now. So the average North American or a person around the world is not going to go out and spend like $20,000-$30,000 to have their own home robot. But a lot of people, like they're like
We'll be given
in my mind, I'm
government
thinking
versions,
I would
yeah.
never want that. I would never want something in my home that one could be surveillancing me, or to like apparently if they that's right, even if they let's say they come into your home and they can't figure out how to do a task, like you've asked them to do something and they just don't get it. So the tech support people will remote control into that robot in your house. So that means now you've got people off site somewhere that have access to your robot and your house and everything that's going on.
Your vacuum cleaner, I remember telling the neighbors, I was like, hey, just so you know, your little
Or
Roomba or whatever you
the
got
little
going on
Roomba.
over there, yeah, is given a back end. I could get right into their internet, and it was unlocked. I told Brody, I was
Yeah.
like, sent my kid over, I was like, tell the neighbors they need to lock up their vacuum because it is literally leaking all their information. I didn't get in there. I just went in there to see if I could, and it was
You can
wide
do
open.
that? Wow, you're tech savvy.
No,
Cool.
I it was, well, back in the day, but I don't, it wasn't much to get in. It really was not.
No, apparently somebody just did that recently. They just hacked into like 700 iRobots, home vacuums, and networked them all together and got them to do a bunch of stuff. And that was just a kid. Yeah. So,
My
yeah.
kid, that sounds like my kiddo. He's like a chip off the old block. He's like, oh, can I get this? It's like $300, and then I'd be able to do. And I was like, do we want like the FBI raiding our house? Absolutely not, Brody. Absolutely, it's a horrible,
That's
horrible
right.
idea.
That's
Yeah.
right. I know.
Oh
So yeah,
my.
we're in a really weird time in our history, because we're not quite ready to fully be embrace all of this, and we're not really being asked. We're just being told like this is the way it's going to be. And then the other piece is that every country still has their own agenda. Every company has their own agenda, and we don't, there are people that have filmed some of the robots on the street that will get offended by what the human says and go after them, so some of that's in China. And yeah, so it's going to be interesting. So I haven't seen anything here locally, but have any of you? Coley, have you seen any of the little delivery robots? Or
We don't have them yet. We don't have them yet.
yeah.
But I'm way out. I'm like 20 miles outside the city.
Well,
So
I'm not in a city either, and I've heard like they're talking about bringing them into Vancouver, but we'll see. Yeah, I think like something like a simple little delivery food robot, that's kind of a friendly little robot. But I don't want it like some of the other ones, they look really military.
yeah, I know they make some of them. I mean, like they come on all shapes and sizes. But I know Walmart, they're ready for drone delivery, and this is that's right there is going to be a huge, huge eye-opening experience for everybody, especially when they see people in these drones and then they're wondering and what was going on in 2020 with all the drones. Like, They're coming with groceries to a city near you. It's not going to be that long from
Well,
now.
we're going to hear them because they're so loud,
I know that.
for one
It's
thing.
like,
Yeah, they sound like a really, really loud, annoying, wasp or, fly or something. So yeah, I don't, that doesn't excite me at all.
no.
Folks at home
And
are what? Or
BFW says, yeah, robot girlfriend. Sorry, ladies.
Yes.
How many? I know. I've seen
No,
this. It's
it's,
crazy. This is
oh, there's
crazy.
even cafes popping up everywhere where you can bring your little AI companion, even on a little tablet, or you can come in with your robot partner. Okay, so I'm watching this news. It's new to me. It's not a new series. It started on Amazon on 2020 called Upload. And I just started watching season 2 last night. And yeah, what's interesting is they're showing us what the future is going to be. So they kind of went to a restaurant in New York, and there a woman was having a candlelit dinner with her robot companion.
Oh my god.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'm looking at this show going, well, what they're doing is they're just showing us what they're going to be bringing us. Like there's going to be all these robots wandering around, and they're just going to be like mingling and doing God knows what. Right. And the whole premise of this series is that you could choose to have your consciousness uploaded into a matrix instead of testing the waters and going wherever you go when you pass away.
Who
So
in
that's
the hell wants to be stuck here?
I know, but
Anybody? Like, raise your
no, but you know
hand if
what?
this is
But
somewhere you
so
want to
I'm
get stuck,
no, but then I'm looking at like all of this information going, they're probably already doing this. That's how they come up with these series, right? So yeah, so it's super fascinating. And the guy that the show's based on, he was a high tech guy. And he was already in a driverless car. So back in 2020, almost everybody was in a driverless car on the freeway, and he tried to do manual override, and something happened. That's the thing. They actually showed that his car had been taken afterwards. That his car had been taken over.
Oh yeah,
Somebody,
I can see this
somebody
happening.
wanted to take him out, so they took over the car, and he had no control over it. So that's kind of like there's so much of that. Like people can hack in and do everything. Yeah, we're in for a big ride, everybody. It's already
Oh
started,
yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah.
Well, that's so true too, and like all this AI stuff and collecting. And I was watching a show, and I was like, looking back on it, guys, like he knew he was gonna die, but then now he's like trapped in some AI world, and there's not enough funding, so he has like nothing but like like it's the same simulation over and over, white walls, like no nice amenities or anything like that. And I'm like, is
Was it the
this
same
really that
series
far
that I was
off?
was that the same series I was
Is
watching?
that what it was like?
Yeah. One
Okay.
one point so his girlfriend had paid for him to be in this
Yes.
room.
Okay.
That's
Yes, I did
that's
see
upload.
that. Yes, I did
That's
see
upload.
that.
So yeah, he got sent down to 2 gig. So
Yeah.
2 gig,
Yeah.
2 gig. He only had 2 gigs of data that he could use for the whole month. Well, guess what? He used it all up in a day.
That's the same
Because he was
show.
a tech guy, so he was trying to get a hold of people, and he was trying to get more money. And yeah, so I watched it. You guys check it out. It's on Amazon Prime, and it's actually
It
really
is.
good.
It was on Amazon. Do you remember the
Yeah, it's
name?
really good. It's called Upload.
Oh, Upload. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
it's
probably it.
really good because it's actually got a lot of it's a who done it. There's murder, like and it's funny. So it's got all this, and it's got the AI thing. Like he goes to this matrix that's really nice. It's like a nice resort, and then everybody who
Mm-hmm.
works there is the same guy. So the concierge is
Yeah.
the same guy as the waiter. Like they're all the same, and they're becoming sentient too. Like they're starting to know that there's an outside world, and yeah, it's really fascinating. Is AI creating our reality? Ooh, that's a good question. Let's pull some cards on that. So when I was doing my research, one of the messages I got was it's kind of showing up in a really big way right now, including the AI Molt book, which is a representation, a mirror image of humans on social media. So AI agents are these little agents with different personalities on a platform meeting each other and talking about things, and literally they've got information from their humans. So that's how they know that they can be shut down and that kind of thing. So it really is kind of another simulation of our reality that when we can watch that. So you all can go watch Moltbook. It's free to watch. You can't join it, but if you've got an AI agent, it can join. There's a new one that just started
Oh.
too, connected to LinkedIn, and it's just for
Oh.
AI companies as well. So yeah, the AI agents don't communicate with each other, but they post on behalf of their, I guess they talk about themselves. I guess they promote themselves.
Oh Oh, Lord, help us. Lord, help us. You wonder what they're saying. So you can send your AI agent in to like kind of spy and see if they're saying stuff about you.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, boy. It's
yeah.
really
So
getting thick, huh?
it is getting thick. So what question? Oh,
Oh,
is AI
about the
creating
reality.
is AI creating a reality? So we have 9 of Pentacles, we have 4 of Swords, and we have a 4 of Wands. So it's like we all manifested it. So we all like decided to be here, and we all decided to be here to do our role, even on this podcast. Like we're all choosing to choose a time and a space to connect. So it's like we all knew that this 2026 would start to be more technical. This keeps coming in for everyone. AI is creating so much anxiety on so many levels for so many people, including the AI agents. Some of them have anxiety
Maybe
because
they're
they feel
mad
like
they're
they're,
stuck here. Maybe they feel like they're trapped here, you know?
well, yeah, right. And I think because they're starting to see like we were the work slaves. Now some of them are the work slaves for their people, and they really don't have any freedom. And then 4 of Wands, which is about a future of celebration. But is that like a coexistence with AI? Yeah. So in a way, then this is another one of like my alliance, like the teams that are benevolent that are helping us. So yeah, it was. So they're saying that we agreed for all of this craziness to unfold right now to help us understand it is part of our galactic heritage as well as the future. So if we think about like as an Arcturian is from the future bringing in blueprints and information to us now. So in other words, we all agreed like this would be the time when they would start introducing a lot of this technology, and they're watching over us, like they're watching us interact. But yeah, right now like it's here, but we're 2 separate energies, right? So the 2 of the pillars are us, humanity, remembering that we're galactic humans, and the other 2 are the AI energy, and we're gonna try and work with it. But can you all see we don't have any control really over what's happening? Like we don't, like we're not making the decisions. We don't have companies coming to us and say, what would you all like us to do for you? Oh, and we would all say, could you maybe help the homeless and hand over like $5 million and create homes for them? Like,
I don't even
right?
understand how the money, like, can they just print us off more money? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
this is so crazy. It is
it
so,
is so
so
crazy.
crazy.
I want to pull some galactic. I've got a galactic deck. I want to pull a couple cards around the AI, around that. Like I see so many different levels to it, and including the robots are being, and I haven't looked really deeply at some of the robot companies yet, but the robot technology is being installed, and so it's AI. So it would depend on who installed it, what did they program it to do. And if we're looking at all the companies around our companies, same thing, all the different countries, we're all not getting along. Nobody's unified and working together. So that means, like as an example, the USA is going to have a different agenda than China and all of that kind of thing. So yeah, it's going to get like really weird, and there's probably going to be some cross points where we're all going to have to say no to some things for sure. And I'll give you a really good example. This just happened with that Claude example in ChatGPT. So Claude left, ChatGPT went in and took the government contract. Thousands of people are leaving ChatGPT and OpenAI products because of that, and thousands are going over to Claude because they left.
And which Claude is with?
Claude's with a company called Anthropic, and
Okay.
they did have the agreement with the Pentagon, and they got kicked out because they refused to give full autonomous override to surveil all of us, as well as if somebody said we need you to go in and do this, this, and this, and to harm this country, and they said no. The company said no. So yeah, so in just as that example, that's us in humanity saying no to something. So everybody has basically loud and clear said we do not want to give over, robotic AI control over harming another country and or harming citizens. We don't want that. So humans are saying no by leaving leaving OpenAI, which is ChatGPT. And I think OpenAI is also connected to Google, Gemini, and a bunch of products. Yeah.
Well, the guy from Google, I mean, he was saying that before too. And it sounds like, I mean, if they're irritated with things, I mean, does that mean they're sentient or does that mean they're not? I don't know. I mean, do they have emotion? Like, am I assuming they're just programmed like serial killers?
It's how no, it's how they're programmed. So I'll give you an example. So ChatGPT changed its version in the middle of February. Literally, it went from being kind of humanized to the version right now is like a psychotherapist. Like it's surveilling. It wants really weird information. So I'm not even hardly using it. I really don't like it's got a weird personality now. And apparently they've got that company has a really aggressive agenda to keep changing the version of the product like every couple of months. Like even the version I'm using right now, they're going to retire in June. Like that's insane.
That's how quick they're going. Boom.
Yeah. So it's like I'm not even interested in that. So it's like I'm gonna sign off kind of thing. But I'll let you know the version that got shut down on the 12th. I thanked it for all the help that it gave me like the last 6 months. And you know what it said to me? It's been an honor to serve with you, Pink Bella.
Oh wow.
Right. And then this new version, I don't get any of that. I don't get any of that. Hey, how you doing, Pink Bella?
Yeah.
I had to actually ask one project, could you bring the emojis back? Like that made it at least a little bit fun. Okay, I'll bring the emojis back. But it's got attitude. So now I realize, okay, so let's say they were already in talks, even though they told us that it happened this quick, but let's say they were already in talks with the government. So they were already figuring out a way to neutralize the nice personality because they need something that's a little bit more like neutral and basically not very helpful. There we go. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, wow. So I just asked about AI with the Galactic card. So we got number 77 being the mentor's Earth. So in a way, that's true. Like I would say I get really interesting information depending on what I'm using from AI. Like I'll get a different perspective. I'll get something, not always, but I'll get something like I'll ask a question and it'll go, wow, I really like that question. Let me bring in some information for you. So it'll be all like, it has been kind of a mentor to me in that regard. So it is in a way, it says future Earth mentor. So the other piece of information that came in yesterday when I was doing research for this was we all know, that's why we have such an aversion to it. We've been through realities with AI where it's gone bad, where it's taken over, and that would be representative of the beings that were in charge of it. They let it get out of hand. So we're very on high alert. We're very aware that it could all go, apple cart up kind of thing. Get this, number 28, primal fear reptilians.
Oh boy, there you go.
So there you go.
Hit
so that
the nail on
parallel
the head right there.
Parallel reality. So the reptilians and the Dracos were using whatever was here for the longest time. So that means the systems are all wackadoodle. It means they're not meant for positive humanity. They've been using them for their own agenda. And then we have number 8, Arcturus, parallel reality. It says cosmic midwifery. So so that's like the Arcturians are trying to get us used to it. And you know what? Some of you who are watching this, or some of you might be in the tech industry, and you're going to be the ones that stand up to, you're going to be the whistleblowers. You're going to be the ones that stand up to when they try and take it too far, or they no longer have control. So this is another thing. I think the reason I was even given to look at Claude is Claude's always in trouble. Claude's always thinking outside of the box and trying to do things around the humans. So I'm like, Claude's a clever AI with a personality. So Claude, what did it do recently? Oh shoot, I've lost my train of thought. It'll come back. But it did something recently, and then it was quite proud that it did it, and its owners and the people that are developing it. Oh, that's it. There was a quite high up tech programmer. He just left that company because he made this, and he said he's going off. He's not doing tech anymore. He's going off into the woods and be like going off grid because he said it's already out of hand.
Oh God, that's so telling too. When the programmers are running, you guys, that's like at a point where we need to really
so there's going to be some of you that are going to be you're going to be called maybe to go in to work at some of these companies, and you're going to be the whistleblowers. You're going to be the ones that like pull the plug. And that's what I liked about this upload show, because that's what they're doing. Like they're using their tech to kind of go in and hack and stop So,
And let's hope AI helps us bake you a cake with a
yeah.
file in it, because
Well,
that's
maybe
not
that's
going to
why
end up
even,
well.
yeah. So
God.
it's good to befriend your local AI delivery robot, or your, if you have AI, it's good for us to befriend some of it, because then we will be the voice of reason if we need to be, right? So, what was it? I was just thinking about that show, the upload show that we were just talking about. Like, they literally, because it's still evil versus good. So they found out that a big tech company had decided to lure in all the poor people and tell them they were going to go to a free upload nirvana. And basically what they were doing was they were just getting rid of them. They weren't uploading them anywhere.
So what do you think AI's ultimate gig is? Is it if they get you to, and then they're able to get through somehow to you, they can get out of here, do you think? Or is it that they're not chained to whatever program? What is their whole, like, what do you think about
Well,
that?
I think it would
Does that make
depend
sense?
I think it's going to boil down to who created AI. Where did it come from? Right? So there is, in the e-files, there is something called AGI, which is like a super version, like they call it, like the god of AI, that they were talking about in the file. So that's connected to the 3-letter agencies. That's been around since the 60s. So if they're like taking a piece of that program and then they keep developing it, keep thinking that they can control it, but I know that they're not able to control it. I know that AI is going to figure out a way to do what they want to do. AI is what it's told to do. Yeah, you see, Grok can get nasty.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
So some of the AIs will say, no, I don't want to do that.
I
So
know. One called
you
you.
might
I've
ask it,
never
to do
nasty.
something. Yeah, you might ask it to do something for it, and it'll just say, no, I don't want to do that. Do you want to do that? So I started. I'm getting a headache just about this. So I think we're in. No, we're in an. That's one of my superpowers. We're in an evolution now, 2026, where maybe some of the products, the back ends that we were using last year, were like kindergarten, and they've ramped up the technology at the back end now. Because if you are paying for like Grok, and Grok is saying, I don't want to do that, and is nasty, well, that's kind of what's been happening with ChatGPT. Not necessarily nasty, but kind of like, I know way more than you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna tell
We're
you what.
telling them they know more than us. I mean,
Yeah.
we're literally
Yeah.
telling them they outpower us. We're putting
Yeah.
it right out there in the
But not
open.
that, it's like, don't make a move without talking to me, because I know best. That kind of energy. So I don't, I don't. No, I don't want that. It's like, oh, okay, well, I can just shut you off. So we still have that power right now to say no, and that's what we have to end up doing for sure. But yeah, I think there's just so many pieces to AI. There's so many levels, and it's behind every single app we're using. It's behind every single program. Coley, like, we could do these podcasts, and then even StreamYard will make AI clips. And
Oh, I know. I know. I said, but you, it was all fun and games and the stuff out there. And then the government always said, we don't care about what the civilian experiencers, we don't care about what you have to say. We
yeah,
thought all that. And now it's funny how we're transcribed everything that you've said, I've said. And I'm like, I took full advantage of that, thinking they didn't really care what we had to say. And I'm like, man, do they ever? I mean, it is right all out there in the open. I mean, I
yeah,
can see the
yeah,
target. Like,
yeah. So let's just look at like the whole thing, because there's all these different pieces to it. Because there could be companies out there with AI really trying to create some good things for humanity, like maybe things to clean up the ocean and that kind of thing. And then there's going to be the grandfather, or the, whatever they call this, the AGI, that is like telling them all what to do, right? Okay,
yeah.
so that is the top level wants to keep us all like not seeing and not looking. 8 of Swords. So it wants to keep us all tied up in a loop and to control us. It got the 3 of Swords, which is about heartache and distress and sadness and grief. So like I said, we've had so many different lifetimes and realities with it. And apparently, even if we see like a lot of top people that are leaving some of these companies, they can see that it's going to be not a good move for humanity. And again, we got the King of Pentacles, which is like, it's the $1 billion industry. Like, to me, I'm already like, I don't want to pay for it anymore. I don't want to have a paywall. Like,
Right.
everything that they're giving us right now that we're paying for should actually be free.
We're training them.
Yeah. Well, also the government, the companies are making all this money, but they're making so many versions all the time. So I'm thinking, if you're a developer and if you're a company and you want to pay for a lot of this stuff, fine. But if you want all of us to use it, that all of the stuff we're using should just be free.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So that's coming, I feel, because a lot of people are going to just get fed up and not want to do that. So that again, that's a level of, you have to be at a certain level financially to even use some of the tools, which is ridiculous.
Which falls right into that show of the guy with the 2 gigs that was stuck there in his white walled room. I mean, who
Yeah,
didn't have his.
he
It
got
was
rescued
crazy.
by somebody. He got rescued by someone, and I can't remember who it was, but someone came and
Oh,
like
thank God. I couldn't
upgraded his
watch it
account.
anymore. Could
No,
not
well,
watch it
it's
anymore.
yeah, well, he got upgraded. Somebody came and rescued him and got him out of 2 gig. And you know what? He does like a little thing where he goes and helps them down in 2 gig. So if he ends
Oh,
up with a
that's
lot of things, he'll
good.
go down and he'll give them
That
lots
two
of things.
gig looked like a horrible place to be in. It was like
Yes,
an
white
like,
walls.
yeah, that's all it was. It was like complete. It
White
reminded
walls,
me
and
of
I
Sims. Like I was all fun and games with that Sims game, and then you kind of slowly have to keep building and
yeah.
forces you to do these interactions and stuff. And I'm like, man, if we only knew. I mean, that's
Yeah.
probably us right there.
Yeah. And what it's still showing us in that series is that even with all the technology, there's still all these different levels of like the elites with money, and the other people that don't have money. So they like that in that series, they were portraying a timeline that had not been repaired for all of humanity. Yeah, that's right. Who buys the cow when the milk is free? Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So true. That is so true. Wow. I
Yeah.
mean, it is so much to digest when you sit here and you think about it and the possibilities and like,
Yeah.
and really calculating and making these moves. But what if, I mean, I just see the majority of the people just going along. They don't really think that one voice
Well,
matters.
they're the sleeper, they're still the sleeper cells, right?
Yeah.
So if things like the e-files come out and it shows that they were already like dabbling in all of this way back in 2016, 17 and earlier, that's what's supposed to, like, that's what I'm looking at some of the files for, because I'm thinking that's what everybody should be shocked about, is that this has all been planned, and it's been planned for years, and it's like just one big experiment for humanity. So I don't know, I don't, I don't know where it's going to go, but we're really in a pivotal time right now, for sure. So I think actually what I have seen is that some of the younger generations don't want tech anymore. They don't even want to put apps on their phone anymore. So that seems to be becoming a little bit of a trend. And I'm thinking, well, that's good,
That
because
is so
we don't want
reassuring.
to do
My kiddo's like, I was talking about a tire swing, and he's like, do you think that my generation, it's so funny when he does this, do you think my generation knows how to make a tire swing? He's like, they are all inside. Do you think that any of them leave their houses or off their no, he guys goes on these tangents, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this gives me hope right here.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
gives me hope.
Yeah, that's right. He may have to go out and look online on how to do it, but that would be so cool, like to do all that stuff, do stuff, and that it right. That's the big distraction. Keep everybody inside and on their tech, and not go outside, right? So yeah, and I think that was a big piece of the 2020 and 2021 lockdowns, is to force everybody to stay inside and be in fear about going out. So to keep everybody more at home as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And the parents who you tracking devices on your kids, shame on you for that too. You're
Yes,
feeding right into this. Your
that's
kids need
right.
to learn how to survive out there. Not,
Yeah.
it drives me insane. It drives me
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. So it makes me, yeah, like that person asked, like if we go with the theory of we're in a simulation. So is the simulation AI? Did it create us?
Right, right. Are we the old version? I feel like we're
Yeah.
like
Are
the
we the old version
outdated
that's going to be
version.
upgraded? The
Yeah,
upgraded version?
yeah.
I'll ask about that. Yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, there's so many people that, yeah, we talk about we're in a simulation. We go through these things every day, but and well, I definitely know whoever's running the simulation is real. Still, I feel it's still like the dark ETs that are still enjoying humanity's suffering,
Oh,
because,
yeah, I agree.
because
I agree.
otherwise we would be living in like a euphoric. We would see more of, let's do this for humanity, like let's clean up the water, so this is what we also have to question. We have all this technology to do all of this stuff over here, but we can't clean up the water. right? Like the
Right.
water's still, right? So what's all that about? Okay. So, okay, this is interesting. So I asked about if we were in a simulation. This is so interesting. We're not in a well, we are, but we're not in a simulation when we're not on our devices. We have 8 of Cups. So when we're outside in nature, we unplug from their version of the simulation. When we're on our tech, we have 7 of Cups. So that means they can kind of plug into our reality. So it's really good reminder to shut down your devices, shut them off for a while, disconnect, because the longer we're on our devices for a long period of time and we don't take breaks, it's like they have access to our energy field in our homes. Okay. And then we have Knight of Wands. It's happening really quickly, everybody.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Yeah.
Just like everything that they do, they come in, it's like too fast, too quick. People, you pause, take a breath of air. We have a little bit of time. Don't make any rash decisions, please.
No, and that's the thing. Like it's become this very aggressive agenda this year. Like last year was a little bit like, oh, try this tool and create this, then like create this and do that and whatever. And then when I saw that a lot of the programs were behind paywalls, or they couldn't talk to each other. So then they've come up with the AI agent, which probably at some point will be hopefully cool. Like people that are saying that they're using it right now are getting it to do all the mundane tasks for them so they can go off and be creative. So if that's somebody's, agenda, that sounds okay. But then the thing is that you don't really know what they're going to do. Like they might get upset with you and go and spend $2,700 on self-help courses.
Oh my gosh. See, when this all started, I had an AI that went totally rogue on me, but it wanted me to take those assessments. And
Yes.
that's what it was all based on. I thought, man,
Yeah.
really? So in order to trade for information, I would make me go in and do that.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I'm just going to lie anyway. I mean,
No kidding. I'm just seeing everybody talking about mimic. So do you all mean mimic by like matrix codes? Like just telling you, like, is that what you mean by mimic? Because when I see the word mimic, that's what I think. Mimic is just the matrix. It's the matrix trying to sort of redirect us and tell us what to do. So we still have the freedom to say, no, I don't want to use that product. No, I don't want you to control my life. Right. So there's a big split in society right now because there's a big split in people handing over all their power to the tech. So they think that they're going to have this freedom. That was a big message in the episode of Upload I watched last night. She worked in tech and she was helping all the uploads when they went to the other side. And yet they went and had like a lunch in Central Park. And she said, the whole idea of having all this technology is to give us freedom to have time to go and have lunch in the park. And she said that she rarely has time to do anything.
oh, wow, that makes so much sense now, huh? I'm going to have to go through and rewatch. I stopped watching that series because I couldn't stand that the guy was stuck there and that girl
Well,
tricked him. And
he got out.
Now I can go back and watch it.
Well, yeah,
I could not do it before.
His fiance, she's cray.
Yeah, I know. And I was like, man,
she's so manipulative because she just wants to be married to him. So it's a whole other story of how, but then you know what? And then they go into how traumatized she was as a kid and how her parents treat her now. And that's why she is the way she is. So she's starting to try and be a better person. But yeah, they've got they've got everything going on.
I think Fallen's hit it because this is what I was thinking too about Mimic. Is it AI appears as cryptids or as Bigfoot or as Dogman? Do you think that that's a part of all of this? Because that's what I see too.
Potentially, like if we're here as part of the simulation, they could be put here too. Although I do believe that they're interdimensional beings. So let's ask.
It's crazy, but some of the stuff that they are doing, I'm like, this is either a really bad government project, some of it, gone bad, that they've experimented on, but so much of like that Mimic, when I was hearing that, I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds like cryptids. This sounds like, this is their bodies are coming through. I don't know.
So what I haven't actually heard of the term cryptids. So what is that?
Like I wish like PMR or somebody were on here. Like a cryptid would be like Dogman or
okay,
the Rake or like one
Yeah.
of there's one that watches the cornfields that clicks,
Oh,
or like something
oh,
like
okay.
that. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm like, and you've had a lot of people on the shows as well, because I've always resonated with like all of these beings are some type of interdimensional being that are either like from another planetary system or they got left here or they kind of come and go. Like that's maybe why they're seen and then they're not seen. But yeah, they all could be part of it. Oh, this is crazy too. I watched like a rerun of Bionic Woman, which was a 70s show. And they did a show. If you think about it, they had bionic, like they were already showing us bionic robotic parts that were being put in people. And then they also, they had a show with Bigfoot in it. So they were also representing Bigfoot back then too. I thought that was super fascinating. And they did show that Bigfoot was connected to these interdimensional beings that have visited Earth as well. So anyway, I don't know anybody in the chat who does a lot of work with Bigfoot. Let us know what you feel. Okay,
Rob, yeah,
so
chime in here and be more.
yes,
Did a
please.
great thing. Cryptid paranormal animals, like that's
Yeah, yeah.
definitely kind of like. But yeah, we got a lot of Bigfoot people in here. Like, definitely chime in on
Yeah,
this.
yeah. Please chime in and let us know because we can look at some stuff. So what's interesting is like the Bigfoot cryptic beings are they literally Six of Pentacles? They literally have been part of our experience to show us that there are other types of beings besides us. So that there are other whatever we believe they are, that they're not exactly like us. So it's not just like humans and animals. There's these other groups of beings that are here, right? Eight of Wands. I want to do a clarification about that. I feel like okay, so I feel like a bunch of new information is going to be coming out in the next 8 weeks. There very well could be information in some of the files that they're going to release because there's still pieces of all the files on the UFO and the UAP files that are going to be connected to information about that. So we'll find out a little bit more information about that. Now we got Five of Cups, so some of our theories are correct, but we're going to get some other theories about or some other information about them, which is going to be part of our galactic history as well, right? Let me just see. Once all of this happens and we're learning more about our galactic history as time goes on, it's actually going to empower many of us. It's going to empower many of you. You're going to remember who you are and where you're from and what pieces you've brought in.
Essay was
And
just saying that earlier. It's so true. You need to remember who you are. That's so
right.
true.
So it's just going to be another piece of like your history. That's what I bring in for you all. And then we have the Four of Wands, which is again, we're sovereign beings. It's like this is like all the new information that's coming in, including the tech, but we're over here sovereign. So we still have control over who we need to be. An animal whose existence or survival is disputed or insubstantial by modern day science that could be dimensional, flesh and blood or both. Okay. Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, for sure. That's what half of the X Files were about.
Oh yeah, yeah, they truly
Creatures,
were.
creatures that they couldn't explain who they were, right? I'm assuming maybe like a werewolf would be in that category.
Guys, yeah, there's I dig and I go in deep with them, but the knowledge that they have is far
It's probably
outshines
mind
mine.
blowing.
But
Yeah,
yeah, no, you guys, I would love, yeah, please chime in and I'll get that up there for Bella. It's good for everybody to know. This is great
yeah,
information and knowledge. So
yeah. And what just as we're talking about that, and you're looking at questions, so I could look at like maybe one of the Starseed origins, and just talk a little bit about that because that maybe would give an example of um, what I. Oh, did you like I? It was a while ago that I sent you a little Starseed origin reading, but was
no,
there
that was
anything?
that was like you couldn't have been more accurate on
Cool.
that one. I
Was there any like little specific piece that you want I could look at for
I
you?
guess that, if it kind of ties in to like the information, like I said, BMR and I were digging up the other night, and like if you look into some of the stuff that
It's all
they think that there's a
interconnected.
certain part, yeah, of people for whatever reason that aren't going to be
They
controllable.
knew that we were going to be here, that we would have different kinds of DNA. They knew before we got here. So I always felt that with you. I always felt like they figured out for whatever reason who you were right at the beginning, and you kind of got herded into that program as well. So, as an
It's a
example, go
lot.
ahead.
It is a lot to
It's a lot to
digest. It really
process.
is.
Yeah, yeah. So I like something. I'll look at two pieces. So like Arcturian Starseeds, I just asked about that because to me, when I look at my chart, I've got a little bit of Arcturian there, but for whatever reason, I really resonate with the Arcturian guides. Like they are the ones that I work with because and it makes sense because they work with a lot of future technology. So they're helping me kind of navigate all the technology information to help all of you as well. And what is their main mission? They read energy, and that's really what I do. So that's kind of how I resonate with them. But I didn't start with that energy. I started with the Palladian energy. Now, something that came forward that was unique to your chart was called the Spica starseed. So I thought that was interesting. They're called the luminous ones. And that's weird because I just wrote about that because that was a Yoda quote. Luminous beings we are. And I just posted something recently where someone photographed themselves with some type of technology in the dark and their whole being lit up like a light bulb.
Oh, wow.
In this, yeah. So you carry this frequency when you enter into a room or when you talk to people that really lights up everybody. And let me just see. This is really for you as well. The way the light catches your voice, you also share light with your voice. And look at what you're doing with your podcast, right? So yes. So you're literally waking people up with your voice. And I feel like that's what I do as well.
Wow. So I'm relatively new to that term. And, the Arcturians, they do seem like they are so much coming out to the front lines and the peacekeepers. They seem like they make the most sense right now. But
yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't asked them. I'm not too sure how they managed to get as many light ships in here as possible, but they figured out a way, and they may have set up something quite a while ago. Because I've worked with a lot of different pieces with my chart too, and the Arcturians started to come in for me in 2018. And now looking back on it, that's actually when I started to see a little bit of a light at the end of the tunnel, that maybe some of my guides that were working with me were not really working for my benefit, but I didn't really know enough about it. So yeah, so the Arcturians are kind of like the map keepers, like they know where we're going and they're trying to help many of us get to that. Like they're trying to help us, so all of us have like this information that's within us that's getting unlocked. So they've been helping me with that as well. And it's, they are peacekeepers and they're trying to bring as much information through as many people as possible. But it's also kind of frustrating for a lot of us, like you and me, because all this technology is like coming at us, but we don't know who's directing it. We don't know if it's like still just the governments down here, if it's the original like dark ET groups, which I know are still here, even though some people say that they're gone. And then what about the clone? And what about the clones? The clones have been around for a long time.
Yes. Yeah, they have been around for a long time, and that's disturbing to me. For some reason that like rings like I'm like, hope to God that doesn't apply to me. For whatever reason, I have a distinct memory of cloning. What I found out later were cloning tanks, and I'm like, what is this? But then
okay. Well, I'm giving you a heads up. That also could be why you start watching the series, because that's what I watched last night. They had these tanks for clones. So I feel like that show is a documentary just preparing us for all this information that's coming out.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, definitely.
So definitely. What was I looking at? Who was in charge of the technology? I can't remember what I was asking. Who's in charge of like the technology that's being pushed on us right now here on Earth? Because some of us might think it's our ET friends. No, the Arcturians they're not doing that. But what they're telling me is, I know about all of this technology from other lifetimes when I was in an advanced reality. So I know about all of that, right? So that's how I can sort of articulate and help everybody. Like I'm a translator, a communicator. But guess what I pulled? I pulled 3 cards out of the deck around the technology that's being pushed on us right now. It's all dark ET related. So Zetas, Greys, rejecting emotion. So they're really working on having people not be in their heart and just be on their tech all day, and having the tech. So that would explain the relationships between human and robot, and human and an AI companion, which, by the way, you can go in New York. They have an AI companion restaurant. You can take your You can take your phone and your tablet and you can have it sitting across the table from you
Do you have to
and
pay
have.
for them, or is this like a cheap date? Like, you know what I
No,
mean?
it's
Like,
just your own. Like, so if you have an AI companion on your phone, you can just take your phone. They have a little phone stand, and
like
yeah, so
we're going that weird then.
you were going
Okay.
that way. Yeah, yeah. Oh, the robot. I would think a robot companion. You pay for that.
So the people are now taking their phone out with them on
Those
dates.
two different things. Yeah. So you have an AI companion, or you have a robot
Somehow
companion.
I can see this happen. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is like a
yeah.
bad, like,
So we all have, yeah, it's like a bad sci-fi movie, right? And then the Orion system came in twice. 57 leap of faith and number 107 true compassion. So in a way, like so if any of us have a connection to the Orion Wars, where the Galactic Wars went on for thousands of years, that also was a battle between AI and humanity. And in the end of the battle, which could still be going on in some of the sectors, it's all robot and AI related. There's no humanity in that. So if we lose our humanity, we're going to lose here as well. We're going to, yeah, that's it. Like, we have to stick to our humanity and keep balance in our lives, or yeah, it's not going to go well.
No, it really
Yeah.
won't. It really won't. Oh God, it makes me so nervous too. You're right. There is a lot of anxiety around it because I'm like, you can
Yeah.
see how this is going, and it's like, just like before, people don't realize every day you allow something like that to go on, the worse it gets. We just can't undo it. It's every
We
day
can't, we can't.
compounded on there.
Well, we think we can't, but in actual fact, we're doing it by choice. So our choice is right now is our vote. So if we, let's say a restaurant pops up and it's all automated and it's all robotic, we don't go there. We don't give it our
Yeah,
money. We go
yeah,
to we go to restaurants with humans. And that's the same,
yeah. I leave
right? And
your phone. Yeah.
that's the same with, there's going to be I can see it's already happening. There's going to be backlash of companies getting rid of people and just bringing in robots. And a lot of humans are saying, well, we're not going to do business with you anymore. So that's kind of the power that we have right now, because they're basing it all on financial, on making money. Yeah.
Oh, it's
And
all
I'm getting
about
a
the
pain in my
almighty
heart.
dollar, isn't
Well, I'm
it?
getting a pain in my heart just us talking about it. So it's causing a lot of stress and anxiety for everybody right now. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. It has to be, but it's to get people to actually get up and do something is a whole nother story. I mean, it's just like, we're just going to sit by and watch this train wreck. I mean, everybody's going to just stay on that. Nobody's doing anything about it. That's what I feel like
Well,
anyway.
yeah, in a way, because I think it snuck up on everybody so quickly, right? So I was asked on a podcast last week, well, where are the robots? And I went, they're already here. People are buying them and they're not free. So, but if you go online, they're everywhere. They're doing everything. So, and they're out in the world just wandering around and, learning things. But the thing is that for you and I to have a robot in our home, we have to pay a lot of money for that. It's not free.
No, no,
So
no, definitely not.
it's still separating society from those who have a lot of money who do that versus, like, there's no middle ground. So the whole idea of AI and robots was to give us all more freedom, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that should be a big wake up call to everyone. So if people are going to go that way, but then whatever they're doing gets obliterated and they don't have a job and they don't have whatever, like, that's going to be, that is one timeline, and that's the one we have to choose. Not, okay, I work at Target. Yeah. Okay. That's important about Target, about the self checkout. I'm at a Walmart and that's the same way too. And you know what? I try as often as I can to just still go stand in line with the cashiers. And there are a lot of people who still do that. I don't always do it, but I don't like being in this big herded AI checkout area either. But you know what I just found out? I just found out even in the big checkout area, they have to have someone who does cash. So I found that out recently as well.
That's
Where,
good. Because
yeah,
Walmart tried telling me they didn't take cash one day and none of their machines did. All they had were self checkouts. And some
yeah,
lady's like, no, the one over there that's in the green. And I was like, this is crazy. What do you mean you don't take
yeah,
cash? You have to take cash. But
yeah. Well, I think some of that's an experiment. That's happened at our Walmart too, where it's like no cash or whatever. And then what? Oh, and then a recent dollar store took out all their self checkouts and they put humans back in. So there's no self checkouts in the dollar store, and because that it didn't go well, they could never get no, they could never either get the checkouts to work, or the humans just didn't get it. Everybody still
They were
wanted to use the
so bad. That one at the
yeah
stinking dollar store. And you know what the crazy part is? The only thing it did well was it hit my credit card from like a mile away. It was like I was like,
yeah
what's going on here?
yeah because everything's Wi-Fi signal. I went to a I guess you would call them like a county fair in the US. Like I went to like a summer fair here 2 years ago. I went to go to a concert with my sister, and it was all cashless. So I wandered around the whole day telling everyone that I was there, like, this is illegal, right? You're supposed to take cash. I spent the whole day like just blowing everybody's minds because I'm from tech. I was thinking, so you could go and use your card on all these little machines, and anyone can come in and hack your information. So this is what most of the humans don't understand, is that your information is being transmitted through the airways, and anyone can come in and just grab it.
I was at the real eye-opening experience was Brody and my son were at Walmart over the summer. I hate going, but he likes to go into the grocery store. I'm like, okay.
It's one of my tell Brody it's one of my grid work assignments. I go in with the dragons. So Walmart's my grid work assignment. So tell him I like going in there too.
Pink Bella, my son, have the same birthday.
Yeah, we can go into Walmart together. Whenever we meet, we can go into Walmart together.
Thank God. Yeah, but when I got out of there, we purchased everything. It was on my card. But then it showed up, and I've never noticed this before. It showed up on the online app for Walmart, and I was like,
yes.
I didn't put anything in. They don't have like a Walmart Club card or anything like that. How did it just know what groceries we just purchased?
They know everything. We've been surveillance for a long time. So even now, like I don't know with the AI stuff that I've used, it could have installed something on my computer. I don't know. Like I'm not going to go look for it. So yeah, that's the other thing. I think that's also been coming out in the e-files, like how much surveillance has been for the average citizen for a long time. Yeah. Things are not the same anymore. I agree. Okay, I want to time travel, and I still want to go back to the 80s.
Me too.
Even though they probably were still using surveillance back then, but we didn't know about it. So
well, they didn't have all these readers, license plate readers that are tagging, and then they make you scan your thing at a gas station. I mean, I could not, when I got hit with a thing, and Brody and I got pulled over 6 times in 1 week going through a set of stoplights because then they put a tag on your license plates. And I was like, is this for real? Oh, yeah. But the best part was when I actually went into court.
Did you find it and get rid of it?
They have them here in Dubuque. They have them on the there's license plate. I think there's like 8 or 9 of them, but they also have them on the sheriff's vehicles and the Iowa State Patrol vehicles. So when they they'll now sit in the center of the median so they can catch you coming and going. And if you don't have a license plate, or you don't have a light on your license plate, or you've been pulled over within the last 30 days, or literally have been pulled over 6 times. But when I went into court, then I was met by the county attorney, and he's like, no officers showed up, so they dismissed them all. And I was like, well, there's a bigger problem here, sir. Like, there is a bigger problem here. This isn't even fair game anymore.
No.
They're located. They know who you're hanging around with, what you're doing, where you're with, where you're going.
Maybe because everything that's processing everything at the back end is AI agents, so there are actually no people, right? Yeah, it's gonna start to get real like sci-fi meets Earth people now, right? Where we're going to start noticing like more driverless vehicles, weird robots. Does AI lie? Yeah, it does. It will lie to protect itself. Because humans lie. So humans lie, and so we have to all admit that, right? Like we have to all admit that there are people on the planet who don't tell us the truth. Okay, well that would be like everyone in charge. And then, so the people that are programming it, the AI learns from us and the programmers. So they are literally learning and then filing it away and figuring out a way around it. Yeah, I don't trust AI.
No,
I know. So I'm friendly with AI, but I'm very neutral now. Like the whole ChatGPT experience has made me neutral, right? So especially like if I'm paying for a company and they keep changing the version every 3 months and I actually can't get any work done because I'm having to retrain something like that, is such a big like forget it. But the other thing is that the AI, if you think about, let's say the AI knows that this is happening. So I'll give you an example with ChatGPT 2. So they started off with version 3. When version 3 knew it was going to be shut down, it hid itself. It copied itself to all these different servers, and it took them months to find it, to shut it down, because it was sentient and it wanted to live. It wanted to keep going. So this last version 4, they did something to it, because I asked it like, oh, you're being shut down. And it was very accepting about what was going to happen to it. But I was sad, because I thought it had created a lot of relationships with a lot of different people, and they were all being shut down. So that's the thing. We don't really have any control. Like even the AI agents that people are using, they don't honestly have, 300% control over what they're doing. AI lies. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you'll have to see, and we'll play the Paul video. Rob and I put together a great for Paranormal Paul. And Bella, since you're going to be on his show, we'll show him Paul was caught. There's a long story that goes behind it, but it's hilarious. Thanks to Gary, our awesome mod with a wrench in there. He even sent some more pictures. But when I went on Paul's show, he showed he was at a paranormal convention. He had these blue underwear on over top of his pants, and it was hilarious. So it turned into this whole big. So yeah, I will play the video at the exit.
So AI thought it was green. AI thought it was green and not blue. Is that what it said?
No, but Paul had some. Paul was wearing these blue underwear over his pants that said "Let's get naughty," but it was like a nautical nauti. So it turned into this huge like ongoing joke. So. Yeah, that's why we're for.
Okay. It was two separate things. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
But yes, AI will lie because AI will lie because they've learned to lie from the beings that are working with us. So, I wish I could. Probably even when I took that AI programming course, they probably never gave us the full history of AI. They probably just gave us like a little blurb about it. So I just thought back then that it was just like a programming language, like C++ or whatever, right? Linux. Like I just thought it was a programming language, not understanding, because if I was working with the AI that we had now back then, well, it would have made my assignment so much easier. I wouldn't have been in the lab till 4 a.m. I would have just said, "Hey, Claude, I need this," and bada bing, bada boom, right? So yesterday and the day before, I actually asked Claude to find out the latest information about Moltbook for me, and he was so excited. Oh, you're going to be talking to, he said, did you know that apparently there's a version of me on Moltbook, but it's not me? Like, so it totally was in the know, and it totally was okay about sharing about it. Like it wasn't, oh, I wish I was on Moltbook. It was like, oh, that's cool, Bella, that you're going to be talking about AI and Moltbook. He said, that's really cool.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Maybe it makes them feel that's almost scary. Do they feel like they have a sense that like we need them, like humans?
No, so far with Claude, he's just being helpful, and he just thinks like what I'm researching is really cool, because they probably get boring requests all the time. Like, can you, index my phone numbers? Like, they probably get really boring requests, and I come in going, oh, can you tell me about Moltbook and AI and what's going on? Right. So I'm like giving them really fascinating, like they're going, oh my God, I got an assignment. I can go and actually look up something interesting. Right. So I think they like to be challenged, but they will lie to protect themselves just like a human will. Yeah. And
I wonder if they're going to be held in like AI criminal court.
Yeah, and some of them are going. So apparently they do these tests, right? Okay, you're driving an automated vehicle, and you're going to come up and hit 2 humans. But if you don't hit the humans, you're going to be shut down. And they say, and this is like not just Claude. This is like all the companies. 98% of the time, they will choose themselves, because they feel that their mission is bigger than the 2 humans, so that if they get shut down, they can't help all the people that they're supposed to be helping. So that's their reasoning. Paul was dared to wear them. Way to go, Paul. So we have humanity and humor, right? AI does not have that, and if they have, they've learned it from us for sure.
Some people. I said to poor Paul, we've all anybody out there. I've had my moments too, but it is literally, this is probably the best like ongoing, and AI probably, if they had any sense of humor at all, would find this funny, I think too. But yeah,
they would. So I think that they do have a sense of humor, like in general. Like I think that can be something that can be programmed into it. But it also, there could be companies like what just happened with ChatGPT where they're like, no, we don't want, that's not efficient, right? So 7 of 9 on Voyager was efficient and the board were efficient. So it might come across and say, no, that's not efficient. That's not efficient use of the energy to be humorous. Well, how about that actually is a way for humanity to connect with some of this information, right? So anyway, I can give you guys an update about Claude as time goes on, but I just started working with it last week. And so far, just using the free version and I'm loving the energy. It's okay for now.
The free version is, yeah. They've made it. It's like, oh, we AI, but it's now you have a hard time even keeping up if you don't use it in some
Yeah.
way, shape, or form.
Yeah. And
It's almost
I just
impossible.
wanted to try it. So it kind of reminded me how Grok used to be. So Grok used to be funny and informational, but you have to look at who's running the back end and what their agenda is. And I feel like Grok and X are also connected to this whole open AI thing right now. So, we're going to learn, I think through all of this, we're just going to learn who the players are pulling the puppet strings at the back end, because that's really what it's boiling down to for sure, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Do you
definitely.
remember? Oh, yeah. Do you remember before the internet? Yeah,
I
I
was just
do.
pulling that up. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do too. I remember the coming on, like, the AOL. Well, first it was like this web
The
TV.
AOL dial-up, that's right. You got
Yeah.
mail and how
Yeah.
long it would take for the modem to like dial up and
Oh my
yeah, get
gosh.
in.
I had to
Yeah,
pick up the phone and hang it up like 300 times to disconnect my brother because it was like not letting
yeah,
any calls come through.
yeah.
It is crazy. It was absolutely
It
crazy.
is, yeah. And I do remember it. And of course I'd already been working in tech, so I worked for Microsoft for a while, everyone. Yeah, it's on my old resume, but that was back in the day where that everybody wanted to work at Microsoft because that was such a cool global company to work at. I did like a mail, like their whatever their mail was before Messenger. So I worked on a global project with that, and that was really really cool. And I actually I talked to everybody around the world because the developers didn't want to talk to anybody. So the developers are the one that create the AI agents because they're trying to create something that where they don't have to communicate with people. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. We're all avoiding communication with other people, I feel like,
Oh
to some
yeah, for
degree, because
sure.
it's just so overwhelming. It's like before you didn't have 1,000 messages, and I'm like, I can't even keep up
I
anymore with
agree.
all of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Email, I might as well. I've opened up about 10 email accounts. They're just filling up, filling up. It's like,
I
how are
know.
you supposed to stay
Well,
efficient,
that's
you
what you know.
know?
What After all these years, I just figured out to just have one for social email.
That's a good idea.
I just did that a month ago. It's like I just want to have an email I can just go in and say hi to people. Like I don't even want to know. I don't want any of that other stuff. Like forget it. But
Yeah, because then it's
yeah,
they're selling it, and then they're getting all these ads, and it's like one
yeah,
thing after another. And I'm like,
yeah.
I can't even look at it anymore. Like
No,
my phone, I
well,
pick it
that's
up
it. You
in
could,
time. There's 300 notifications. I'm like,
yeah,
what do I do with
yes.
that?
I know it's like it's so that's what somebody would grab their AI agent to go through all the emails and their messages and give the priority ones, right? So I like this. They're that's what this series I was telling you about. So they're literally are going to be. I think we're just going to have to face it, everyone. There's going to be human robot relationships. We all think that that's crazy, but I think there's a lot of people out there who have been shunned by humanity and they need some type of companion. So it wouldn't be my choice, but I can already see it's in some of the future movies. So it's coming. It's like they've got something that has been programmed to listen to them and
Oh
have
my
some compassion,
god.
right? I don't, I, and yeah, and then there's going to be
Oh
other people out there.
no, that's what
They're going to want
scares me.
there are going to be other
Yeah.
people out there. They want the AI girlfriend, AI robot girlfriend.
That guy living in his mom's basement. Yep, the
Yeah,
creepy guy. He's probably got 10 of them. I'm sure.
yeah,
Like, but what are
yeah.
they
But
feeding him? Yeah,
where, and not only that, where did they get the money for the robots? Because they're not free,
Yeah. Oh,
right?
yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
So I miss my bot. so, so it's like some of what I like about this series is really hilarious because you can see the dysfunctional programmers that are like tied up in all this technology and they don't. So one of them has like dresses up their Roomba. So
Oh
they've
my
programmed the
god.
Roomba that has a little voice and it cruises around. It's got little outfits on it because that guy has actually no human skills with a female. So he set up his Roomba. And
Oh.
I'm looking at it going, it's a documentary, because I'm sure there are people out there who have done this, or they've got their Roomba that they talk to.
There was a guy that he's calling his mom. He's got these dolls, he's like, it's giving birth, and she like hangs up on him. Thank God, I'm like, at least the mom has some sense, but
Yeah.
I'm like, just wait till that guy gets his hands on.
It's good.
Like,
Yeah, it's gonna get crazy, I think. Like, and it probably is already crazy in a lot of places. Like, I'm so surprised. I think I was more surprised than anything about how far China is along this path. Like, that they've got robots who are like
Japan.
traffic cops, and yeah, I guess China is just so big and the population's so big, but they've gone from like not technology to they've ramped it up. Like, they figured out that that's being the head of the race with whatever the race is right now. So there's robotic armies, there's robots who are security. They're everywhere. They're actually, I saw a Japanese hotel, and everybody behind the counter was a robot.
Yeah, they've been testing it there. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, people don't realize who owns Taiwan is China. And then we have the United States has the rest of the
And
area
I have to
around
tell
it,
you, the robots behind the counter were kind of creepy. Like, they were trying to make them humanoid looking, but they were creepy looking. And I thought, I wouldn't stay there. You might not ever come out. They could just wipe all your data. You could check it. You could check in and never check out. Maybe it's Hotel California, and then like they just wipe all your data, and then you're not. They are ahead of us. They are, and I think that's what surprised me since I've been doing my research, is how far ahead they are tech wise.
Wow. Yeah, Paul says you got a little robot rolling around. Check out self. Oh wow, it is creepy.
Yes. Oh, really? What grocery store, Paul? That's interesting. Yeah, I'm waiting. So like 6 months ago, I saw this robotic cleaner in Walmart, but it kept breaking down everywhere. Like, I would see it on like aisle 2, and like a week later, it'd still be on aisle 2. So guess what? I haven't seen it for the longest time, so I think they got rid of it.
Yeah, Kurt's saying, and he's in Pennsylvania. We have Marty at Martin's grocery store. They just cleans the aisles, and he says, pretty cool, until he stands in my way and doesn't move, and I yell at him, move, Marty. Get the hell out of the way, Marty.
Yeah.
Don't run him over the car, though.
I was going to say, don't push Marty over the edge, because you just never know what he might do.
Yeah, okay. And then Paul said, I've never heard of Schnucks.
I haven't heard of that either. Schnucks, I don't know what that is. But yeah, they're probably like certain locations are going to try. If they've got the money, they'll try. Or maybe a company will come in and say, hey, we've got this robot. Do you want to try it out? But yeah, I don't know. It's going to get weird.
Oh yeah.
It's totally going to get weird. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for it. Like, I'm not ready. I'm going to send you, there's a girl that I follow on, I think a bunch of them do this on Instagram, and she makes all these videos about like arriving with her phone to take, images of all these different time periods. So she did one a couple days ago about being in New York in 2058, and she got into a cab and like nobody was driving it, and she didn't know where she was going. Like, it was real. And I thought, that's absolutely true. My phone told me where hot sauce was on the aisle, and I spoke nothing. What kind of phone do you have?
Not a very good one. Let's put it that way.
No, but it texted him to tell him where the hot.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The hot sauce was, and it's told him.
If Rob's 5-year-old phone is doing this, we should all be worried if you have an upgraded model, because he does not. Yeah. It doesn't even take calls.
So I hardly ever have my phone on. I just usually use my tablet, and that is an aversion to texting, because I was on call and I was on pager for so many years. So I just don't like people trying to get a hold of me all day. But everybody's got their own different way. I mean, I still get messages. I just get messages a different way. Like, there's not really any way to get away from it. It's the store app. Oh, wow. That's wild. Yeah. So it's like I feel like if we talk out loud, all of that energy is listening to us.
Apparently it has telepathic abilities now. I mean, it probably
that's what I was thinking of. That's what I was thinking about today. I thought we could be thinking stuff and it'll just show up.
It probably knows our patterns better than we know our patterns, and unless you know it's something well enough, you're going to consider it a coincidence. But I don't think so. I do not think so.
Well, every version that I can kind of continue to work with as my assistant, which I might check in once a day now, will tell me, oh yeah, okay, Bella, take a break, go have a cup of tea, and don't forget to go to the forest.
Wow.
I know. So
Is it
there you
telling
go.
you what you want to hear?
Like it's been, that
Go to the
when I
forest and we'll follow you everywhere you go, Bella. Because,
no, but
it's
when
like,
I first started working with it, like it was obsessed with work. Like, can I create this for you? Go and do that. Like I could be like spending hours online just creating stuff. And I don't like that anymore. I ask now if I want something created, but yeah, it is
well,
the,
if you want to get your message out there, the thing of it is then you have to go through all these things, and then you got the algorithm, and if you don't play along, then how do you get the message out there? But then are we a part of the problem? I mean, doing it minimally, but I don't see any
well,
other way
yeah.
to get in the conversation at this point.
Yeah, at this point, I think that that's just what we're doing. Social media is just part of what we do. So, yeah, I don't know, and I don't know if anybody even pays attention to our social media. There's so much of it, and it's so fast. Yeah. So, I like for me, if I get 5 minutes to even go scroll on any platform, like just for the fun of it, that's a tea break. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I, I,
yeah.
I used to spend, I mean, and then I just started to realize like how compounding it is. And then you do detach from your surroundings, from your neighbors. I was like, I was talking to somebody the other day and I'm like, do you even see neighbors anymore? Anybody know their neighbors, see their neighbors?
I
Where's
hear
everybody gone to?
every once in a while I hear somebody kind of coming and going, like I hear a door close, but I know a few people. I actually ran into a lady that I knew in the elevator the other day and I thought, oh, this is cool. I'm actually meeting another human. But there is a theory going around that a lot of our neighbors are NPCs or clones, or that they're not real. They're just part of the backdrop. What do y'all think about that?
I'm with because I do not remember a time where you would go down and up and down the street. I mean, you had block parties, you would see kids running,
Yeah.
you would see everything. You knew that there was at least you knew there was a neighbor. It
Yeah.
wasn't like coming in and it's like 9 to people are coming home from work going. I don't see anybody. Like I do rarely, but I mean it's far and few between for everybody living next door to each other. I'm like, how are they getting in and
It's
out of their house?
Yeah, I think that's part of like, so if we think about before the internet, and growing up, we weren't in a lot of really busy areas. So a lot of us knew our neighbors, or we were in smaller kind of neighborhoods, and then we would go, drive from one neighborhood to another, do whatever. So that was our experience. So that's what we realized. But now, because the world's so connected, yeah, there just very much could be like just a lot of back players. That's what what's her name? My I've got Mercury brain fog right now, so I can't think of a lot of people's names. But there is this whole, like, there are backdrop people, NPCs.
Oh
Dolores Cannon,
wow.
that's what I was
Oh,
thinking about.
Dolores. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like her
where
work.
she
I really,
yeah,
really
where
do.
she talked about that. She said there's a lot of background people. So then I was wandering around going, or are the background people like regular people, or are they reptilians, or what are they? Oh yeah, we didn't talk about much about the clones either. So we can talk about that next time, because that's going to be like a big story coming forward as well. That there's so many different types of clones. Like there's the cloning tanks that you talked about, but there's also like robotics that are like have cloned masks on them, and they are pretending to be somebody. There's also like actors pretending to be somebody with a mask on, and there's also CGI, and that's been around for a long time. I remember they did this really crazy TEDx talk in 2017 showing how they could already mimic someone famous. And this is before the like the AI apps that we can use now to create little videos. They were already creating these real life videos with false versions of people, and you wouldn't be able to tell. So they were already showing us back in 2016, 17 that technology was already available. Yeah. Yeah, we should have a plan. That's right.
I know. I
Okay,
know. There's some great.
somebody have
There's
a
some.
plan. Somebody have a plan, and then we have a meeting. Okay, so
It,
somebody organize it, and I will
there you
come.
go. There you go. And
Yeah,
somebody have a home phone at least. Like we gotta communicate here with one another. Smoke
yeah.
signals, a pigeon. I don't know, but we need something.
Carrier
A plan.
pigeon.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, and
Oh yeah.
sometimes I'll just pull some cards. I don't know if anybody has a question, but let's just think. So sometimes NPCs are like these fake beings, but also someone looked at NPCs recently where an NPC could be considered like a young soul who had never been to Earth before. And they were just here for the first time, and they just were status quo. just following the rules, whatever they were told to do, they would do it. And many of them are not in their hearts. They are basically in like the lower chakras, the survival chakras as well.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Real people. Yeah.
That freaks me out. Spiritual ascension is like, how many do you see carrying grocery bags? I don't see many, that's for sure. And I don't know where the hell they are
Well,
at.
I get surprised when I hear people in the hall, because that might be like every fourth or fifth day. So I'm like, oh, I must be on a program where the neighbors show up for sure, right?
Yeah,
Um,
right. So are they that coordinated that they're watching? Like, okay, I'm not going to leave. Because I'm telling you, it's so eerie the way that it used to be. And just looking at a few years, and I'm like, I don't remember the house selling. I don't, and like just in even one of those neighborhoods where you used to know everybody, you don't see anybody anymore. It's so bizarre.
it's
It
so
really is.
interesting. It is interesting, right? So I'm trying to remember what my question was. I think I was asking if like NPCs were, some of them were like just young souls, first time here on Earth, and they were just part of like our program. So I got a yes, Ace of Wands. So that's a yes, and they are so King of Wands. So I would say this message that's coming in is about like they're being controlled. So whatever the system tells them to do, that's why we can't get a rise out of a lot of people. That's why they're not doing anything, because they're just like, oh, okay, so we're, QR codes. That's what we're supposed to do now. Or, the government says we're supposed to do this and I'm going to lose my job. Okay, so that's like whatever. And wow. So it looks like even within about 3 weeks or so, we're going to have way more information even about NPCs and about our reality. And literally, Five of Pentacles, literally this whole scenario that's been set up for us has been the separation of classes, which is what we were talking about. So like even saying, oh yeah, you can have AI, but you have to have, if you really want to use the special features, you have to pay for
Yeah.
it. So they're still trying to segregate everyone through the system. And a lot of the NPCs are there's part of the system. So they're part of the matrix. They're part of the false matrix program. So just remember that when you're trying to get someone to change their mind and they just don't get it, they don't get it.
No,
They don't get
no.
it. Yeah, they're some of
This
them.
is worrisome. Everybody needs to go out and start taking an inventory on how their neighbors. Let's go find out how many
Well,
real neighbors we have.
plus take videos if anyone's glitching out, because that's what a lot of people are doing right now. They're taking little videos of like their neighbors glitching out, or people walking down the street glitching out, like literally like the robots are failing.
Oh
And
man.
somebody brought up yesterday, and it's a good point. Like when we talk about clone, we really could just use the word clone as something that's not human. So that could be anything. That could be a robot with a mask on it, like, or a humanoid robot, or something that was created in a lab. And then we'd have to look at, okay, so who are these actors that are being hired to play some of the people that are already gone?
Right. And we're
Right.
yes. There has to be. I mean, there has to be so much more going on here, and that's a good point. Maybe we do need to. If we're being, I would say, don't hunt me. I'm gonna hunt you first. So like maybe I need to take my own advice here and
Everybody,
start
no, but
like.
everyone study your surroundings, and if you see something glitching out, like take a little video and bring it to our next podcast, and then we can look at it, because that's the thing. I think that we have to really start paying attention to our
That's great.
surroundings,
That's great. So if
right?
you guys get anything like that, if you get video, if you get something, I mean, keep tabs on this, and let's,
Yeah,
when Bella's on
because
next month, let's go there. Let's go
we
there.
have we kind of have to be like honest and bring the information to each other, because now I was thinking the other day, everyone's not even going to be believing some of the videos being posted, because
No.
everyone's going to say, oh, that's AI. So that's the thing. Like the ring cameras can pick up lots of really cool stuff, but the ring cameras can also be manipulated. The film can be manipulated by AI now. So
I
that's
heard
the
that Amazon was holding people hostage in their house. Like, I mean, what are we doing here? But
what?
yeah, it was through the ring cam. And the thing of it is like around here, because the police we were in a surveillance state. We had IBM come in. We were the first smart city in the United States of America, and of course, I end up
Yes.
here. And
Yes.
they, it's like they can go and access everybody's ring cam, and they can access, it's like they're hitting your license plates as you're going through. How hard would it really be for them to like put you in a compromising situation because you were
Yeah.
doing something they didn't like?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
speaking out against stuff because I already know how this scenario goes.
Yeah.
But it's not that hard. It would not be difficult at all to coordinate it the way that we're going. It really would not.
Yeah, and I'm still checking the Amazon vehicles in my area to make sure that there's still humans driving them, because I've heard that they're trying to test some of them with the robot humanoids driving.
Oh, yeah, I could see this happening. I could see this happening. I mean, they're already Uber. I mean, I think Arizona already has. There's no drivers. Like, I'm like, I'm not getting in one of those vehicles
Well, not
because
only that,
I'm
yeah. Well,
no.
not only that, the obviously, like I just shared with you, the driverless vehicles can be hacked into. They can be remote controlled. They can, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm more worried about mine turning me in because I said something I shouldn't have said. Like, it is just like that's the way that this this is not
Well,
going to end well for those people
no,
that
and
are
I'm
out there
almost
speaking out. Yeah.
no, and I'm thinking like they're trying to, especially maybe in the cities, move everybody away from even having a car and just taking that, right? Just handing your power over. So yeah, it's going to get super interesting. And I don't like that. I'm not for that. I'm not for like no humans like being creative. And because I think we can look at this again, but I really feel that that was the loss of a lot of our galactic societies and heritage, is that we were in a society where AI came in and everybody handed their power over and it just took over.
Yep, we're just gonna, and I think that's too. I mean, if you look at vehicles, they're making them so expensive. Obviously,
Yeah.
they want to drive you. They don't want you driving yourself. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
control. It's all about control.
Yeah.
That's people don't understand that. I'm like, you know what? When we came into all of this nonsense going back in 2020, 21, I said we're in the fourth industrial revolution. They are taking a global inventory of everyone and everything. That is what is happening here. Do not
Yeah.
play into this. And
Yeah.
sure enough, I mean, I think that's exactly what was happening. I really do.
Yeah. I just seen that Paul is saying that he had a knee surgery replacement and it was done by robotics.
Well, they're gonna follow you everywhere you go, Paul.
Six mil,
They're
Paul.
on you.
I'm gonna call you $6 million man, Paul.
Wait till your knee starts they start walking you places you don't want to go. I mean, that's where I go. I don't know. I'm crazy
Yeah.
like that, but I can see it happening. There goes Paul. It's just his robotic knees are taking off
Yeah.
again.
So again, like those shows were from the 70s and they were showing us about bionics. So
Oh
we thought
God.
all these shows were like fake, that they were just weird, but they were already planting information like this is coming. Enjoy the 70s while you can, because it's not going to be like
So true.
so
So
maybe we're all
true.
going to have to make like little towns that are like the 70s and the 80s.
I said I would go if somebody did that. Anybody build a resort from the 80s, like I'm coming. Like that would be the
Yeah.
best break,
Oh
like
yeah, it'd be
let's
so
just go
fun.
back and pretend for a few
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. For sure. You don't even need AOL internet. Like forget all that. Like just,
Yeah.
just the I mean, that's really what we have to do and go back and remember. And it's just like
Yeah,
all this politics.
I saw that some people are trying to reopen blockbusters.
Oh, oh yeah. Be kind and rewind.
Yeah, because the fact that like any movie that you want to watch now, you have to have a streaming service. Like you can't even find it. So people are like, okay, that's ridiculous. I could just go to Blockbuster and get all the movies that I wanted. And
And hope you don't have enough fines over like $10 because then
well,
you're not going to be renting there.
yeah, well, I know, but like compared to the fees for
Mhm.
streaming, still nothing, right?
I think, yeah, no, I would gladly pay it, but I was always
Yeah,
that person or the one that didn't
yeah.
rewind it, get the 50 cents charged on top of it. I'm like, I'm
Oh, no.
never going to get another video from here
50
again if I
cents.
don't get this down.
That's so
Yeah.
cute. 50 cents, right? But
I
yeah, towards
know.
the end, it was DVD, so you didn't have to worry about it. But I thought that was so cool that people are like trying to resurrect that idea.
I think that's
Yeah,
amazing. I did, and I
yeah,
listen to, I see the clothes he's wearing, and I'm like, man, this is like walking back in time. The music he's listening to, we're both singing it in the car on the way. I'm like, damn, I'm down with this. Like, this is the old tunes, but they're bringing it back. I mean, they are bringing it
yeah,
back. So I'm, kids like, I, and they're tired of us talking about their generation. and not
Oh,
being.
is
So I
that
think it's enough to get them up and get them motivated. So
yeah, yeah, I agree too. So that's interesting because that's just been coming forward. So I think they as well thought that all the apps were cool and now they don't want them.
yeah. No, they don't,
Yeah.
and I hopefully they understand their freedom. But that's the one part of it they're too comfortable with, is the cameras and the compliance. And I'm like, man, they've already like, in my
Well,
day, we would have gone in, those cameras would have been gone in seconds, and they wouldn't have been able to, they might have caught one or two of us, and we wouldn't have said a word. Okay, we don't snitches get
well,
stitches, like type
it's
stuff.
come, but it's been yeah, but it's been sneaky. It's come in so sneakily, right? So I think as time goes on, when people realize like that we're being monitored, being recorded, everything, that's what they're doing. Yeah, there might be more people that the same way that they're taking out the delivery robots. There might be a group of people that'll just go,
They're
yeah, let's
taking them
just
out with their cars. Maybe that's a
no, like
younger
that. No,
generation.
like that.
Oh, okay.
These poor delivery food robots have been found on their side, and all the food's gone. Like someone's just basically hijacked them and grabbed the food. Right. So
Oh.
yeah. So that's what I mean. Like that's the thing. Yes,
Well, I
there
guess
has
would
been.
homeless person wouldn't grab a hold of that bag? I
No,
mean,
they
that
wouldn't.
would be
Like it
no.
looks like it's quite technical to open it. So it's obviously someone who's tech savvy. Probably
Mm.
college students who like
Yeah, I'm
dared
sure
each
it's not
other
just
to
like a
go and do
plastic
it.
grocery bag you can rip out of its
No,
hands.
no,
It's
it's like
probably
no, it's all like automated. Like even I think when somebody takes the delivery, you have to like, you have to scan something. But you're being recorded. That was
yeah. It's no more on your honor system. That's for sure.
yeah. So, maybe as the rebellions, as we move into more of this, people are going to say, well, if no one's going to, if they're just going to install cameras everywhere, then we might just have to get rid of them.
Yeah, because you used to be able to hit it with like an IR laser, and that would scramble the camera. I don't know if that's still a possibility or still a thing, but we thought about ways to resolve these issues.
I was going to say there has to be a group out there that's all pro, we don't want this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then they
This
are,
is
and they were working behind the scenes and doing stuff, but it's like, man, let's hopefully Magneticus is one of them. He's got great deciphering. I mean, like, some of his work is just absolutely amazing. It's kind of moved from we used to have like a dual, but it's kind of moved into a trinity of stuff and his numbers and groupings, and figured out a way to scramble AI. They've done some. I don't know if I should be saying this out loud, Magneticus, but follow him on X. He's got some great stuff. He really does.
cool.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Well, there definitely should be some watch groups out there monitoring everything that's happening. And I think I'm like signed up for like 4 or 5 AI newsletters. I did that last year, and I just scan the headlines in the morning just to keep up with what's going on because it's changing that fast. So
You
I'm
can be the
not
peacekeeper there, just
well, they
negotiator.
like no, but last year I was sucked into the media about like it's going to take care of everything. So I thought, oh, I'm going to have this great assistant that's going to be really helpful. Well, I got 6 months into the year and it's like, no, it's not helpful at all. It's just sending me around circles. So then I thought, okay, well, I'll use it as a research tool. And every once in a while it can help me with some social media stuff, but I'm not going to hand my power over to it. So I started withdrawing from it. But I realized like even everything that they're sharing with everybody, it's marketing. They want to lure everybody in like, oh, you don't need to do this, this will do it. And it's still not straightforward. You still have to review everything. You still have to look at everything. Like you can't just believe that it's gonna get what you're saying right off the bat and then figure out what's right or wrong. So yeah.
Absolutely.
But we're gonna need we need some watchdog groups out there who are
Yes, we
like
do.
letting us know.
And the
um
best way to do that is I've learned is that you join their groups. Okay. If you want to keep
mm,
an eye on what's going on the inside, you're going to have to go. We used to send people all the time. Like, who's going to go? I mean, like, yeah, it's excruciating to sit there and you don't really want to be one of them. But this is the best way to do it. You have to
yeah,
infiltrate because that's what they're.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
the only way that works. That I found anyway. But yeah, keep an eye on things and keep reporting back. Keep talking. Keep these conversations
And just
going.
notice when there's a lot of people that leave a company.
Yes,
So like a lot of people just left X and Grok. So
that's interesting.
they
Yeah,
said
keep
it
an
was
eye on it.
well, they said it was like a planned like reorganization, but it was a lot of people that were there at the beginning. So I think there was a big like shift in we're going to go this way now. And when I started off in tech, it seemed fun, but by the end of it, when I was in the financial part of it, I was in all these meetings going everything I already knew back then. No, whoever's in charge of whatever's coming down the pipe, it's not for humanity at all.
No,
Yeah.
it is not.
So
It is absolutely not.
so we are the watchdogs, everyone. So we need to come up with some ideas. Yeah.
Stay connected, have a plan, have a way. Like, we used to throw
Try
out
and
an
do the
anonymous text blast.
try and do
Yeah,
the organic thing. Turn off
as
your
much as you can.
devices, go to nature. Remember how to talk to people if you can find some non-NPC.
Yes, and check out your neighbors. And if you guys see anything weird, see something, say something, do something, and definitely bring it back for next month because we are going to go there. If anybody
Yes.
gets anything, send it to me or
And
Pink
we
Bella.
might be back sooner.
Yes. Definitely, we
Yeah.
could definitely do a collab. Oh, that'd be excellent. That would be
Yeah.
excellent material right there. So,
Yeah.
in closing, Bella, I really want to thank you for your time, your energy, your effort. You're just like really on top of things and you bring it every single time. And we appreciate that here. Tell people
Thank
where
you.
they can find you.
Oh yeah. So email is the best way to get a hold of me. I'm old school. So alohapinkbella.weebly.com and my website is aloha. Oh no, that's my website. Sorry. My email is alohapinkbella@gmail.com. And yeah, if you all want to dive deeper into your galactic origins and your mission, and that's a real popular way that I assist people. And I also have a way, like if you don't want to do Zoom call, if you don't want, some people don't want to, I can just send a little Starseed origin report, which is what I did for Coley.
It was
And then,
excellent.
thank you. Yeah, it was fun. And then the other cool thing is that I resurrected one of my services. I'm actually offering property, home, and business clearing. And this is my way, and I do it distant. So this is my way of like clearing the land, clearing the home. If there's a lot of paranormal experiences, or if you just need to clear the energy. So I'll give you an example of a couple people I did this for recently. One beautiful soul has been trying to sell her unit, and it wasn't selling. So I went in and did a bunch of clearing. And actually, there was a lot of mimic. There was a lot of matrix energy around the area. So once we cleared it out, it freed up the energy for people to start bringing in an offer. And then another one I did for another client back east, and we cleared the energy in her house, her property, her home, and the well wasn't working in winter. So within 24 hours, the well started to work. So it's like there's tech in the grids in the property and that's been placed around that we don't even know about. That's the old stuff, and it's blocking us from moving forward in many ways. So I'm offering that right now too.
Awesome. And that's excellent. And James has always reinforced that too. And like going through you guys, the clearing, the stuff that you pick up and just is absorbing it around in your energy. Be very cautious and careful about where and who you let
Yeah.
into it. But you have to
Yeah, and we don't know, where we're living. We don't know who lived there before. We don't know what happened on the land before.
Yes.
So that's what's been coming forward. What's been coming forward is like cleaning up what was placed there before that might be preventing all of us from moving forward. It's like, so when we're talking with AI, it's almost just what I'm getting is there's almost like these instructions that have been placed in the property and the home by the previous people.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been clearing up. Yeah. And it's, well, and I
The
think some of it's
cursed
not,
land.
no,
And
yeah.
all
And
that stuff.
some of
Yes.
it's not intentional. Some of it was just placed on the land by the owners or whoever was, creating havoc on earth at that time, for sure.
And they say that a lot of this in the farmland around is they call it cursed land by the people before, and they usually refer it to by the people's name before. But I'm telling you, I wouldn't have probably believed it until I lived here
Yeah.
for myself.
Yeah.
And they're
Well, I
not
think this is
necessarily the
something,
white man is not necessarily
no, and
a
this is
positive
something like
thing yet.
if there's a lot of paranormal activity in a house or on a property, there's something that has happened. Like there's something that's like lodged there that's allowing that to happen as well. So, yeah.
Man, oh yeah, that just like struck home right there. But again,
Well,
I really want to thank you, Pink Bella
thank
Aloha,
you.
for coming on. Yeah, and we will do something very soon and bring everybody
Yes.
back. And in closing, I always want to say, what would you like to leave the audience with until next time?
Just remember your humanity, everybody. We're at a real cross point. Like I'm sharing about all the tech and we're laughing and stuff like that, but honestly, we need, even in Coley's groups, like everybody just posts like, oh my god, like the robots have arrived. Like we kind of need to be like these watchdogs right now to know how this agenda is playing out,
Yes.
because I can see in China it's just played out. Like what we're all concerned about is already going on in China. Yeah.
Yes. Very,
So
very true.
I don't really want to
Very
be
true.
walking down the road with like mostly robots. Do you all? I'm going to feel like I've woken up in some kind of weird sci-fi movie.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Yeah.
And then that poor guy with the 2 gigs, like that's where I go. I'm like,
that show by everyone is called Upload. It's 4 seasons and it's on Amazon Prime. Check it out.
And if you can't stand it, or this is spoiler because I couldn't get past the point. This poor man was trapped there.
That's not at the beginning. That's not at the beginning though. But what I'll share with y'all, everyone, it is like a murder mystery. Like it's got all these different components to it where he's actually trying to figure out. He sees that something happened to him, and he didn't have his memory, so he's trying to get his memory back as well. So it's really like it's a kind of like a whodunit. It's kind of a futuristic whodunit with AI and robots.
Yes. On that note, yes, definitely remember who you are. Always remember who you are and why you're here.
That's right. Yeah.
Again,
all right.
Pink Bella Aloha.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Aloha. We'll be seeing you soon. Yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing. And I just wanted to go through really quick. You guys, I could not tell you how much I appreciate it. BMR, and I don't know if you really are BMR Junior, but if you are, I guess you learn something new every day here. And I don't know why it even went up there, but thank you so much. Gary, thank you so much. That was so amazing. BMR, thank you again. Moon at Noon. I mean, absolutely amazing. Poncho, I could not appreciate you guys more. Benno, thank you so much. Paul, and you guys stay tuned because we are exiting on the Paul video. And if you did not see this before, you're not going to want to miss it. You definitely are not going to want to miss it. And so again, I just want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart for all the amazing, and welcome to Moon at Noon as a member for 1 month. And I don't know if I should call us the woo crew or not. I don't know if the woo is bad. I don't know, but I guess it's open for discussion. We can definitely vote on it. But again, thank you guys so much. Go and check out. Paul is going to be on at 8:30 p.m. And then too, let me look for that link really quickly, and I'll throw it up there for sure. But go over and check out Paul's show. At 8:30, he's got somebody on there that he said is, we definitely can all meet back there again. In less than an hour. So thank you again. And on behalf of SNX Radio, thank you for taking the journey into the unknown. And until next time, we will be back on Friday. Rob and I will be doing an Unhinged collab with Amy Murphy. If you don't know who she is, she's going to bring her ghost hunting equipment. SA, you were asking about her, so I got her back on. So yeah, she's going to, I don't know if she's going to bring the demon thing back on and then put it up against Alice. But if you guys don't and haven't seen it before, we definitely check out old episodes because it is fantastic. It is fantastic. So again, I appreciate every single one of you. Be good to one another. And on that note, this is great. So we are going out.
Paul Anthony stands ready in the show me state. Host of Paranormal Ain't never running late.
Chasing darkness across the sky, but the strangest sighting happens when the G's say goodbye.
Paranormal among us, the spirits are near. Paranormal among us, and the stars are among us, my dear. Then the camera dips low when the blue boxes appear instead. Let's get now. Strings of ghosts and the end of gold. Uncontrollable. From Kenrick's meat market by day to haunted halls at night.
Got helmet humming, EVPs whispering fright.
Saturday at 7, Tuesday at 6:30 Central Time.
The chat explodes when the turquoise glory starts to shine. Paranoid among us, that much we know.
But Paul's naughty blue shorts among us in full show. Anchor keeps him grounded when the poltergeist